quick responses to that. That's the most important thing, and that's the thing that scares me slightly, because we know that OG's comms at times, they don't always look like they're 100% instantly rotating. They don't look like they're always 100% instantly responding. I think on some maps they have that down. On some other maps, though, it might be a bit more dicey for them.
No, that's a very good point indeed, and we've been listening into some of the comms, and as you were saying, at some point it does get a little bit confused between this squad, and it's a point that they've always been bringing up as a team, saying that that's what they're going to be focusing on moving forward. I do want to touch upon the man on our screen at the moment, James, because he had such an incredible impact against Gen G in their last series in terms of his clutch ability. Was that sort of key takeaway from you from his performance, Alan?
I think in basically all games, James late round is sensational. In any situation where he's left alone in the 1 versus 3, he's never out of the round, never counts him out. He can always do it. The weird thing with James is he's just such an odd player for me to watch, particularly on the CT side. When he's man down, when they're playing 4 versus 5, he gets so much more aggressive. He moves in, he gets information. But when in the 5v5s in the standard round, he plays so passive and so standard. When he's such a skilled player, it feels like he could be getting more out of himself. So seeing James in this match, going further in the tournament, I want to see more from him. Particularly early round on the T side, I want to see him absolutely everywhere, and that's when I really think this team could really go to the next level.
Yeah, and of course, moving on to talk a bit more about their opponents in the side of OG, of course, playing one more matchup than we have seen Virtus.pro here, due to unfortunately losing that first match against Gen G, which I think caused everybody off guard coming into the tournament, especially as Gen G had 2 standards.
Yeah, I think it caught OG off guard as well, clearly. They were just not ready on that first game, but I think they have slowly but surely showed the signs of improvement that we need to see. Again, on some maps, I really like how OG play. I think there are certain maps that suit them where their quick playstyle can work out and they can quickly respond. On other maps, at times it can be more difficult. I think when the maps are more spread out, when they have to play across the map, sometimes they can struggle a little bit more. But Alexi B is someone who has been in incredible form in this tournament. He's actually been their 2nd highest rated player so far at this event, which is very impressive as the IGL and as someone who is doing a lot of other things for the team.
Yeah, let's talk about the adaptations that we saw coming into yesterday, Alan. Of course, we did see that rematch against Gen G. So for you, where were the key differences from the OG that we saw earlier in the tournament?
I think a big talking point throughout the whole tournament for OG has been mid-round calling on T side. And I think yesterday versus OG, we saw them being so much more decisive in those difficult mid-round situations on T side. They're really quick at making the fast decision. Let's hit this site, this group, they just force it out and not let them kind of get information plays or rotate onto the site we're going onto. Now, going into this game versus VP, they're going to have a much tougher time mid-rounding. So although it looked good versus Gen G, VP, they're going to play so much more aggressive on the T side. They're going to play so much more for information. And throughout this series, that's probably the main thing I'm going to be looking for, is how that dynamic plays out. Can OG still mid-round really well like they did yesterday versus Gen G versus a team that is so much more proactive on the CT side?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a true test coming into it. I do want to pick up on one more player that we really saw coming out of the work yesterday, which was Mantu, ending on that 1.73 rating. Again, he's been a player, when he first joined OG, maybe a few question marks because he hasn't been at that same caliber of competition as some of the other players we find in that roster. Even though he had that injury over the summer, it's been really interesting to see how he's been growing and developing as a player.
Yeah, I think something that you almost forget for Mantu as well is that it was pretty recently he had that injury and had to take some time away. And he's come right back in, and he's only now, it seems like, really getting back to the level I think we saw from him before that injury. He's really starting to show that level of consistency again. I also think at times it feels to me like he's very much put into the OG system and he's not always freed up to necessarily make plays. So that makes it even more impressive to me that he's so consistent at landing the shots. I was looking at the map stats. Actually, he's the one consistent player across all the maps. He basically always plays to a good level, a star level for this OG team. He really has been a revelation for this squad.
Well, touching on the maps, I think it's time that we get into our picks and bans for this series. I know you guys had a few thoughts, so do you want to preface exactly what you think are going to be happening in this next matchup?
Well, I'm not totally sure. I think the bans are pretty certain to come in here. I think we're going to see a VP permaban of Nuke, and we're going to see an OG permaban of Vertigo, and I'm pretty sure neither are going to float either map going into this one. So there we see the Vertigo ban, and hopefully we see a Nuke ban coming in from VP. Now, the picks are much more interesting. I'm going for a VP pick of Inferno, but I think a really kind of BM pick here would be Dust2 from VP. What do you think they're going to go for, Hawker?
Yeah, I was looking in the last 10 series that VP have played, they've either picked Dust2 or Inferno in all of them. Dust2 6 out of 10 times, Inferno 4 out of 9 times in those games. I think it's tough because these teams kind of share that map pool, right? I was actually looking at OG stats. They pick Inferno a hell of a lot as well. So that's almost a bit of a scary pick in that sense. As for OG's pick, which I think we will be seeing first here, I feel like Mirage is probably their safest bet. The other maps they normally pick are either Inferno or sometimes Nuke, which has been banned here, so you just don't have that option. So for OG, I think Mirage was pretty much their only option, and now, Alan, it comes down to whether Inferno or Dust 2 comes through, and I really could see them going either way.
It is indeed Inferno. That doesn't surprise me so much, especially because OG is not one of their favourite maps. But going into this late stage of the veto here, I think Virtus.pro are going to ban Train here, especially after seeing the way that OG kind of flipped it back even against Gen G in the rematch. OG are banning Overpass.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a Train ban here. So I believe the third is going to be Dust 2. What do you make of these ones, Hawker?
This is what I was scared of in this veto. I think you're giving Inferno and Dust 2 to VP. Like, those are the two maps they pick most often. These are the maps they're so comfortable on. VP have an 11-win streak right now on Inferno, including a couple of wins against Na'Vi in there. That's a map that they love to play. And then Dust 2 is another one that they love to play. I think Mirage is even potentially one that could maybe be close. I think OG should be pretty favored on that. But the veto and just stylistically, I think both of those edge over to VP right here.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point you bring up about Mirage as well, because recently, you know, we've seen OG playing it quite a lot at this tournament. So what were your key takeaways, you know, from their success on this map?
I think particularly the CT side, they looked really great yesterday when we saw them on Mirage. Moving around so much more. Potentially they're a team that we criticise sometimes for not always making the great decisions on the CT side, always being in the right place at the right time. But yesterday they looked really good. And on the T side, we saw them playing quite default actually. I'm not sure how they're going to approach this game compared to the one yesterday. But they do have some really great set plays. We even talked for a couple on the desk. So hopefully we see some of those. But I worry for VP in this one. I think it will be an OG map win on Mirage.
Oh, well, hold your horses, because Yumi is going to give us a little bit of insight on this OG map pick of Mirage. He's picked up a specific round, so what have you got for us?
So ahead of the OG VP game, I decided to look at OG's Mirage T side as a just to highlight one of the cool strategies that OG likes to run on this map. You can see Alexi taking a pathway using a bombardment of flashes to try and quickly flank towards the B-bomb site. This creating a hole as a result of all this pressure mounting on B. You can see just all of that open space that Alexi is exploiting. And in this round, we saw this in the Cloud9 game where Alexi actually gets rather unfortunate not to get both kills. This is a round where C9 actually managed to win it, but you can see that the idea is there for OG. We fast forward to the Gen G game where the exact same strategy is implemented, and they try to exploit the same sort of timings. This time I think Gen G were a little bit more privy to it. They actually had Kusta sort of hovering around the connector as well, but the same flashes go over. Part of the reason the strat fails, but it's still a round that OG win, is that Alexi misses the jump initially and Automatic's able to turn around and take off the pressure that would have been applied towards window. OG actually just collapsed on the site, trade effectively, and end up winning the round in a 2v1. But the idea that OG are trying to exploit this middle timing, the rotations that are available to that CT side, is something that's interesting, and I hope we get to see Mirage again, because if we see more of this strategy, we get to see it work as effectively as I know it can be, then I know it'll be a good game. But for now, back over to the desk.
Thank you very much, Yumi. We will indeed be seeing Mirage coming up in our first map of this series. But before we do that, we've got to take a quick recap of our Pinnacle Predictions leaderboards. I think everybody in the green room was shitting themselves just a little bit when it looked like MLBR were going to take it, because everybody picked up big. But Alan, man, you got to be pretty smug sitting up there.
I'm just nailing it so far. Every game on point. I was very nervous. I was 600 on big in that game, and that I really thought they were out of it when I went on to T side of Vertigo there. But we're holding strong here. Hopefully VP can bring home the bacon and I can stay in the lead.
Well, unfortunately, Alan, there's no prize for the winner of this. There's just only a forfeit for the loser, and the loser at the moment, it's still James Hawker. I don't even see how he can come back into this unless he does like a huge play for an underdog. But that's kind of it, right? Everybody's going to be ahead of him, surely.
That's what he has to do. I think he has saved all his points for this game, if I remember correctly. So maybe if he gets like a 2x on this one, maybe I can pretend to imagine a world in which James can come back, but I'm really clutching at straws.
Yeah, well, let's get into that. Let's see exactly what we've been predicting for this next one. Gentlemen, who have you been siding with? Because we were saying it coming into it, it could potentially be a pretty even matchup. Are you viewing it that way?
I do think it's a fairly even matchup. With the odds we had last night, I was siding towards VP. If the odds had been slightly better in favor of OG, so these are last night's odds. If it's been more like something like 2.5 OG, I probably would have taken them, to be honest, to win the series. Because I think it is potentially a lot closer than people realize. I think that early upset loss versus Genji might put a lot of people off, but they looked a lot better yesterday. And VP, they're not an infallible team. They're not a top European team. They haven't played, you know, loads of LANs, or at least in this era, loads of the top online competitions. So I think they do have mistakes that could be exploited. Maybe we won't see that in this series. Maybe we'll see it later in the tournament. But I do think OG has a really good chance here.
Well, are you thinking along the same vein, Hawker? Who did you decide to go with for this one?
Yeah, I went with VP as well. I think that there are arguments to be made both ways. For the VP side of things, I just think the fact they haven't played against EU competition in a while could either benefit them or it could either go against them. I could see it going either way, because I was looking and they've barely played any EU teams. The only EU teams they really played were kind of in this qualifier for FLASHPOINT, basically. They played a couple of games against Godsent and Endpoint. Before that, you have to go back to June when they last played against EU competition. That's a while ago. And I just think that aggressive playstyle could really cause issues for OG, especially if we see that slow to react OG. So for that reason, I went with VP. I think it is going to be a close series, though.
Yeah, that is a very good point indeed. And with that, I believe we can bring in our two wonderful casters in the form of Anders and Semler to walk us through their predictions for this one. Gentlemen, who have you been siding with?
Oh man, I mean, I was too tempted. I thought I remember the odds being slightly better, but I went 750 OG. I just thought, you know what, if we're going this way, there's nothing almost to gain from betting on big. So I just thought, you know what, OG it is.
Yeah, the OG camp
You enjoy
over
living
there.
your life on the line, Anders.
Yeah.
That's the thing. This one, I've learned from last week. The clown life is not for me. You know, I just had this time. I'm just going like 500 across the board, playing the safe bets, just leaving it be right now. We're not gonna go into, not gonna get too crazy here. But like 500 OG too. We're both on OG train here.
Yeah.
Well, what did Badolf pick in this? That's the only thing that really
Let's
matters
see.
right now.
Let's bring that up, because that really does matter a lot. He didn't go that heavy earlier, did he? So 750 on VP. I mean, he's in with a reasonable shot here. I can't remember who was down on the bottom of the score, but I think it was Yumi as well.
Yeah,
He's
it was
gone
Yumi
with
as
OG.
well, yeah.
So potentially an upset here. I don't know, but I think that's a good point, Samler. You've already had your forfeit, so I would stay way clear of that.
Listen, I mean, you know, we can do the clown world. Next time I'm just gonna go full Bronson, actually shave my head, and just get all mad lad in here. It's gonna get crazy, but
That would be glorious.
it would take some losses for that to happen again. So I think you guys will all be saved.
Yeah, I respect the dedication to the cause. Well, and with that, I think we can get into our first map of the series. It's going to be Mirage. So, gentlemen, take this one away.
Well, thank you, Freya. I think we should rig it just to try and get you into that. Well, it'd be really fun. I think I don't quite have it, but I think if I lose this, and cause Badolf put 750 on VP, I think maybe I can still say Badolf if he's right and I'm wrong.
You
here.
might, yeah.
There's like a chance, so you know, that's also interesting. You know, can't just be leaving Badolf down there on his own after he went mad the first 2 days. You know.
Well, he went VP, right?
He went VP, yeah.
Yeah. So this is really just the battle between you and him. Who did Yumi go for here? Actually, that's the one thing that we needed to check as well. I didn't check who Yumi went for. I'd like to know. We'll actually bring up the graphic real quick so we can take a look. He went OG 400. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So playing a little bit safer there.
Okay.
Not living life too much on the line.
Well,
you guys sink and swim together, essentially.
yeah, Yumi and I really do have a common way of looking at this, so maybe there's something.
It's
there.
true, we do.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be starting off on Mirage, of course. I don't know. It's hard to judge this one. I really don't know what to do. I don't even. If you look at like the map statistics, it does really look like VP are just way further ahead. And if you look at the first game that we saw where OBG was even playing Genji, that was nothing to celebrate. But they've been playing steadily better OG. So I don't even know how to really judge this. But I just thought, you know, maybe. Like I think there's something here to work with. Definitely the way that Mantu was playing yesterday was out of control.
Yeah, no, what's nice is that in the pre-match interview that we had with NBK, they actually said that he managed to take a day off. And that's the thing. When you're going like he was saying, you know, 7-10 days, it was just grinding back to back, no time to reset, no time to have any kind of, you know, step away from the game, kind of get your head straight. I'm glad that they actually had a little bit of time there, that they were able to at least get like 24 hours of rest, you know, before going into this, and that's just going to make them way more lethal. So OG right now, I think it bodes well. I think they had a bit of a rough start to this tournament, but they're shaping up well, and Virtus.pro is definitely an opponent that they can take. I don't think that this is a clear-cut series by any stretch.
No, not at all. There are some really, incredible players to watch on the VP side, obviously. Yakandar, I think, coming slowly, just a community favorite in a lot of these games to watch, and there's a really good reason why. He's incredible. So, it's well worth it.
He's also got a bit of personality.
He's got a bit of personality. He's got
on those interviews.
Yeah, I think it's got a lot of things going for him at the moment. But, James, when he's hitting those AWP shots and doing well, it's really, really lethal. And watching him go toe-to-toe with Mantu, for instance, it was automatic versus Mantu last time around, and I think Mantu came out heavily on top eventually in that fight. But yeah, I think there's a lot to look forward to in this particular game. So I just think it's going to be a fun game almost no matter what. I hope OG will continue with the same level of focus that we saw last time around, and hopefully just Alexi doing the calling. There's no one else interrupt him. Just let him run that game.
Let him run the show.
Yeah. And get everyone else in there. Because that's the kind of OG that seems to be working better at the moment than anything else.
We had that kind of OG yesterday with Mantu just going beast mode. They really do rely heavily on him, it seems.
Yeah.
When he is in there hitting his shots, you can see that Alexi B life gets a whole lot easier. He's got some firepower to fall back on, and the shot calling, it just makes life so much easier when you actually have your star player actually performing at their level. So curious to see if Mantu's going to bring that today right out the gates. He certainly did yesterday.
Yeah, he was wild.
He was a monster.
What's so strange, though, I really feel like I didn't learn much about what kind of a team OG was from the first time they played Gen.G, and the second time they did it, I feel like I didn't learn that much either, because, again, Gen.G were also playing much worse than they were earlier in the tournament. So it's like, I don't even have, like, a really good read. It's like all of the data that you have surrounding this OG team, at least in FLASHPOINT, is just sort of misleading in some strange sense. You're just left wondering, well, yeah, cool, like, they win some, lose some, but you never really actually know where they stand. So this could be the first legitimate test. I really hope it will be. I hope it's going to be exciting to see. Going to be playing up against VP here, starting on the CT side and OG on the T side of Mirage. A big welcome. It's a best of 3 that's just started now. And yeah, I think in terms of, I would say, mental fortitude, I think VP are going to be way stronger than OG. I think OG are going to be more liable to crumble if things start to get a little bit rough here.
No, we've seen it. Issa with the... Oh, dude, Issa's also been popping off in pistols. It's worth mentioning. Yesterday, he was just annihilating Gen.G in all the pistol rounds. He was getting all the kills. So, and there you go. Already he was prepared for Buster and the push into Palace. And now that is key. Virtus.pro now going to have to push to top mid to try and get information. And guess what? Velda's waiting for him here. Or he was. Decides to back off to go and pick up that bomb. And if he is stomping around here, that might be good enough for Yakinder. This is a big opportunity now for Yakinder. A lot of risk getting taken, but they need the info. VP need to pull off some kind of weird play, and unfortunately for him, it doesn't work out. Velda's going to take his head off.
He got spotted by MBK, and MBK called it into Velda, and that was really quick communication. Super, super important that they managed to relay that information. Otherwise, still from Yakinder, what a great move. He saw that opportunity and just went for it. That was just him making that call on his own, but definitely a good job. And now they're going to gamble stack towards the A side, and I don't really mind that from VP's point of view. You really have to do something. 45 seconds, and yeah, all they need is maybe like one strong USP kill to start this off with, and they're right back in the round. It's going to be smokes, but those are all going to land behind where most of these players are holding at the moment. 30 seconds.
Oh, man, this is going to be brutal for OG. The shots should be on point for Virtus.pro. They're going to get within the smoke radius. They see it coming now. Flash in. Opportunity is here now. OG need to hit the ground running, and nothing but shots coming through. They spot out Kickert as well. Sanji only going to pick up the 1 kill, and despite all 4 players for Virtus.pro being present on the A site, OG just ran right over him.
Yeah, and what I guess the problem really for VP there was, like I said, you need that one strong early kill to slow things down, but when nothing is slowed down, they're just going to keep coming, right? They essentially just run so far into the bomb site that you can't stop them anymore. So that was just, yeah, OG not getting slowed down, and the smokes never really came into play all that much, but still, great round to start off with at least.
It's a tough one. It's almost comical when you look at Sanji's position as well, where he's probably thinking, oh, I'm being so sneaky on the edge of the smoke. But from the guy shooting at him, you can just clearly tell that it's just like legs sticking out the bottom of the edge of that smoke there. Like,
not sneaky at all.
Not sneaky at all, dude. Sorry. We see you coming from a mile away. Well, that is the strong start that OG were hoping for, at least in the pistol round. They've got that bomb that can rotate through underpass as well. Currently making a little bit of noise exactly, Velda, over here towards B. The rest of OG, they're trying to take advantage of these rifles that they've gone ahead and purchased this round. really setting themselves up to take over short quickly. They know that there's a man holding close. NBK going to open it up, takes the first kill. Buster is out of it. Sanji trying to trade, and he takes a deagle shot. NBK out of it. But with 4 players alive, bomb about to get planted on B. Things are looking up here for OG.
Yeah, that was a very decisive call being made there. Once they had the catwalk, they just decided to go for it instead of messing around, which avoids at least one of the pitfalls you can have in those second rounds if you start to get into long, drawn-out battles against deals and scouts and all the rest of it. But yeah, they avoided that. The danger of doing it really is if you run into a stack all of a sudden. But yeah, they felt comfortable that that wasn't going to be the case, and they have Alexi B up here. In case there was going to be a rotation, he could try and interfere with that. But seems like for now, VP are happy to just say what they've got. So a second round at least on the board for the OG side. It's not bad at all. They're going to be happy with the way that this has got off the ground.
Yeah, they keep all 4 of their rifles alive.
Yeah.
That's really big. That's the whole point of them buying these rifles.
Yeah, you're right. If you are losing the MAC-10, it's sort of like, yeah, whatever, it's fine, you know? But once you have the AKs and the Galils, you want to keep that going, for sure.
Wow, and they even go for another one. This is, so OG really leaning hard into the next round and leaning hard into building a bank. That's what the name of the game is here for OG. So 3 AKs, 2 Galils, bunch of nades. OG not skimping on the support, but James, he gets a body shot on Mantu, barely survives with 4 health. And it's looking like a bit of a rinse-repeat sort of situation here for OG. Virtus.pro are trying to play into this, though. They've got 4 players ready on that B site. If OG were to run the same strategy, it would not go as easily.
Yeah, they've got a lot more cover in the B-bomb side. And it is a strange coin flip when you're on the VP side here. I mean, you can't really know where they're going to end up, so they're just stacking and hoping that it's going to be working out. OG, on the other hand, are doing their best to sort of check out exactly what's going on. You could see Alexi was up there before the smoke went down, hoping to take a look into the A-bomb side. They haven't felt any more force in middle either, so, you know, grenades will help out a bit. Sanji still burning, trying to see if he can escape. They would have heard a little bit of running. They still have a minute left. They actually don't have to come here. They felt... Again, I imagine, especially because they've been, I think MBK's been in the middle in that ladder room for a long time, and he just hasn't heard or seen anyone, which in itself is a little bit suspicious. I don't want to, well, wait a minute, if they're not in B and they're not, or if they're not in middle and they're not really fighting us from the A-bomb side or anything, maybe, you know, maybe there's something cheeky going on.
Yeah, Lexi still has nobody in connector. The problem, the slower they go though, OG, you can see the rotation coming now from Virtus.pro. They're going to get in position. NBK is now going to be caught in a sandwich. Stuck here in the ladder room, and if there was anybody in jungle, he'd be a dead man. Luckily for him, that's not the case. He is still getting whittled down, and Virtus.pro, they've picked up a rifle. Yakinder's got a gun to work with. Mantu finds the headshot on him, though. Takes that out of the picture. So a 4-on-4 take of the A site. Bomb just gets planted with 15 seconds left. And, well, that was clever. NBK still surviving here.
Oh, Buster, he really wants him. He's jumping for it.
Oh, man. Do we get the Callies?
Oh, he's thinking about it so badly. Finally gets his reward. He's been hunting him for a long time. Now he's going to try and go straight through the window, and Mantil will catch him. So, in spite of what turned into a very, very dangerous round, they're so low on health on the VP side that actually getting through and defusing the bomb just will not be easy. Although that Molotov is real interesting. They don't have a kit, obviously, so the defuse is going to be a long, long time. There's a good kill there, but James has to retreat. No time, even if he got the last kill here. So that is so expensive for VP. It's a very well-played round, and I think you're absolutely right. They did just go just slow enough that VP could catch up to them. Yeah,
that was weird. You would think that if OG were calling the rotate, you'd be decisive about it. That the teams mirrored each other rather perfectly. And well, obviously Virtus.pro got the firepower even with pistols. They'll get kills if you give them the chance. So that turned into more of an expensive round for OG than they've signed up for, of course. And unfortunately for them, they were really looking to build that bank, keeping those rifles alive. Now they've tapped a lot of that bank, having to rebuy on everybody. So a little bit of a stumble here at the start for OG, but still 3 rounds on the board here at the beginning of the T side of Mirage. And, well, Virtus.pro, they've got the AWP. They've got an AUG on Yakinder. So we'll see if he can get something going here. Oh, Mantu's fast enough to hit these shots. Missed chance.
Yeah. They're not going to stick around expecting that there are going to be some counter grenades coming out. Well, they're creating a bit of a distraction for the minute. But they're going to slowly start to fall back. They do have Isa hiding outside of the A-bomb site. But in middle, I think this is really cool for VP. Look at this aggression. There's still GM holding the one way, Yakinda on the other side. I really, really like this. Looks like there's going to be a run boost, which actually could be huge trouble for Yakinda. He has to just flip around and try and do it, and yeah, he's dead already. Jame with a nice return, though. And we're under a minute, so trading, although Buster comes in with no real backup. I don't think he was even flashed in there, just shows up and gets shot in the face. That might be a bit of an issue. Now they're bringing the bomb back, and this is actually a great call at the moment here. Jame trying to show up in time, but he could get smoked off. No, not quite. They don't have one left, actually, so maybe Jame could be the hero in this one.
Yeah, he is. He's already at window. This is big. OG now with 30 seconds left. They're going to be hard-pressed to get in here scot-free. A flash. We saw that flash come through, but NBK just slow walking right in. Perfect shot, and these are just terrible situations here for OG. Walking in one after another against an AWP. You're dead men. And Issa's on the other side of the map. He's only just now getting towards the B apartments. This is not happening for OG. They're going to be saving this AWP and AK. And it looks like they will be able to, yeah. So the 3 players for VP will survive.
It's actually tragically comical because the reason why Issa is so late is he was distracting over at A. He was throwing a smoke and a Molotov into jungle, but there was no one there to hear it. So VP couldn't even. They had already rotated into the B bomb site, which actually, you know, again mirroring the early rotations and the gambles they've been doing so far. This is something it's so worth knowing about VP if you're playing him in the future. Is if they have a tendency to over rotate, which so far has been working out great, but if you know, then you can absolutely abuse that in a big way. But so far, this is really good. And OG, I mean, I think matched with the fact that definitely VP at the moment in these early rounds are quite happy to rotate quickly to a bomb site. At the same time, OG are slow once they feel like they have the opening. You can tell they keep slowing it down a bit. So those things are working out against OG for the minute at least.
Well, they have the money for a buy. Alexibi doing a good bit of talking there during the timeout as well. Makes me wonder if it's too many cooks in the kitchen again for OG, or if they need to tighten up their comms a little bit here. We're going to find out, of course, as we progress.
It's so hard to say because sometimes going slowly to a bomb site also makes sense, right? Because, you know, theoretically, VP quickly rotate to the bomb site, and then it's another 20 seconds before someone shows up. That can also make you doubt and start to say, wait, hold on, like maybe we've got this wrong. They're not showing up yet. So it's really hard to read from the outside, I guess. But I'd be interested to see if they have a sense of how quickly VP are just gravitating or leaving a bomb site alone, basically. As you can again with them in the middle with the York, going to be taking down Alexibi, which is a real problem because everyone else is on this side, and this is so well defended. There should be no way into this bomb site right now if you're on the OG side.
Oh, no. He body blocked his teammate's smoke. That was 2 smokes going in. Weird stuff there. Miscommunication, perhaps, on the VP side, or a fresh smoke going down, but that is not perfect. It leaves a gap for NBK to work with. Unfortunately, Alexibi, he died in mid. So NBK's got a ways to go before he gets a gun in his hands. All he's got is the deagle. And it's looking like after a moment of hesitation there from OG, thinking perhaps they wanted to wrap out, it is just going to be them committing to the A site.
Yeah. I'm not liking all this shuffling back and forth business at all. Look at how far up they are the B hallways as well. VP already know that this is very likely going to be an A-type executor. They should know by now. They should have a quick rotation to shoot someone in the back as well if the bomb ever goes down here. But they're really well defended at the moment. 35 seconds. Jame, a little bit of a missed opportunity there. Could have been a straight kill. They're waiting for someone else to show up. But at the meantime, again, Yekindar is right behind them. And he's seconds away from just wrecking this round in favor of VP. Yeah, he's actually just waiting for his team. It's a very disciplined play at the moment for him. A nice couple of double kills there coming in from Kickard, meaning just man 2 left. And he's just being toyed with in the corner. All right.
Do we have the smoke, the first smoke thrown by OG as they tried to scrim their way up ramp? Because I'm pretty sure somebody screwed it up, and a smoke wound up on top of the tower at Sandwich.
That's not ideal either.
No, that's a really painful one, though, especially, I mean, you know, A-site Mirage, you're supposed to have most of those smokes dialed, or at least you should be able to get those smokes dialed in by now. Especially if it's OG, you know, like this is your map. This is pretty much your home map. So a little bit of a frustrating error there from OG that might have cost them in the end. Still, VP just looking more and more comfortable here after these 2 rounds that they managed to pick up. I mean, it's pretty smooth sailing.
They're doing a very fine job. They look, in my opinion, they look far more dialed in at the moment than OG do.
Indeed.
And all right, a little bit scary. Sanji down here, he is alone in the bomb site, so it might be cool if someone else could show up. This MP9, I mean, it could do a lot of damage, but it's not infinite, is it? Yeah, this busted just in time, and that's going to be fine. I mean, the bomb plant, it's a bit annoying. I actually thought it would be a little bit worse there, so I think VP will probably just be fine with it. Yeah, I don't know. The fact that they were outside of that A-bomb site, when they lose Alexi B in middle, they have, I think, like 1 minute and 20 seconds. So it's not like they don't have time to go back. If they really wanted to, they could have gone back and checked everything. The problem is, obviously, if you have to traverse the whole map from the A side and go back to B, it's a lot of corners to check. And if someone snuck, like, you know, pushed forward, you could just get killed and all the rest of it. I don't understand the part where they go back and then go, you know, say, oh, okay, back to the A-bomb site. That, to me, just looks like indecision in the team. Like someone said, oh, let's just go back and check and make sure, and then they're like, oh, wait a minute, no, never mind, just go A. And it's like, that I don't like. It's early days, though.
It is early days. But this is one of the stronger opponents that OG have had to play against.
For sure.
So VP, I mean, they're going to be a step above, a cut above Genji. Genji, you know, sporting the 2 stand-ins, bit of a pug kind of approach to things, maybe even a little bit of a language barrier with exist in the Swedish, English, you know, kind of cross. It's not going to be the same as Virtus.pro. Virtus.pro are not to be messed with. And while this is weird, NBK is just kind of out in the middle of no man's land here. Does he get any support from his teammates? Whoa, James missing that shot. Missed opportunity, and that's going to open his teammates up to getting swarmed. It's all James now, point blank with the AWP. OG have to know that this guy's close.
Yeah, but they can't find him right now. He's actually just so hard to catch. And yeah, they know that he's here somewhere, but they're not quite sure. And even better, Buster is still up there. Even this doesn't even matter. It's fine. They find James, but they have no idea that Buster is up there, and that could be lethal to this team. He's sneaking in. Yep, he's looking for the double. This is, oh no! He needed that straight headshot. Oh man, a giant opportunity. Absolutely could have been VP's round. I don't even mind that he doesn't take the first shot. 9 times out of 10, for sure, he just instant dinks that first guy and is on to the next guy, and it's just a quick double spray down.
Why'd you have to curse him like that?
I know. I am sorry.
You brought too much attention on him. The CS gods at that point just have to deny you.
It would have been so cool because at that point, for sure, OG, when they finally find James, they're like, yes, all right, good job. Now focus on the rest. And like, James' death almost sold that that flank from Buster even more. Oh, that was meant to be.
Yeah, and they are definitely ready for your Kinder's aggressive push mid this time around.
Well,
oh, Buster though. At least he takes 1. Does he manage to make it out intact? No, Mantu's going to get the flank on him quick enough there from short. And so man advantage maintained for OG, straight up onto ladder now, and that is James getting the shot on Alexi B as well. Not looking too hot here for OG on this push. They're down a man. They went from having a man advantage, and they just keep getting smashed.
Yeah, and look at how many people are here from VP. Again, just so many people so quickly. It's very hard to know how much of this is being reported throughout OG. Like we just said, we have no idea how much they're actually picking up on it, but VP are very, very sharp right now at instantly being where they need to be, which so far is a huge advantage. It only really becomes a disadvantage if OG find out and start to abuse it, because, and especially on Mirage, you can do that so much if you really want to. That's not been happening yet, so more power to VP, especially losing that last round, which I think they should have won the last one even. This is definitely interesting. And again, the discipline here, not peeking him, not doing anything. It's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't give him the opportunity.
Now you've got the triangle set up. And should he find the first shot with an AWP, there's no way he gets the second. The only hope here is that he walks in and picks up the bomb. There's the shot, and he has got to be a dead man. Oh, for a second, I thought he was going to do it, dude.
No scope.
For a second, that looked way too close.
He's probably just clicking the mouse button like the signal just doesn't come through in time. He's like, please.
He's just holding down on mouse 1 there. Okay. Yeah, but it's so weird. The adjustment is made by OG. They're ready for your Kinder.
Yeah.
And then they just fall apart here as it develops.
Well, I think part of the reason they fall apart is because they're not expecting for the rest. I mean, think about it. You kill your Kindar in the middle. You kill Buster around B. You're not expecting at that point. Well, not even B. Catwalk. You're not expecting that everyone else is at A, which is in fact what was true. So you're thinking, well, we've got 1 mid kill, 1 catwalk. I mean, surely there's someone else in B, which means we're essentially 2-on-5 towards the A-bomb side. You think, like, good odds, let's go. And the VP just, again, they're so quick to be there. Buster was the only one playing. on Catwalk and B at that point in time. Everyone else, well, almost immediately afterwards, everyone else had rotated towards jungle. So here we go, though. A little bit more of a spread out, but I think mostly to try and get the bomb down. I'm assuming they're going to try and make a little bit of noise over at B. In fact, they're just going to send Alexi in first. The bomb is still at ramp, so what? Alexi sacrifices himself, then they make some noise at B, and then they go plant the bomb. They don't even know, I think. Now they might have changed their minds because Alexi's all the way in here. This is madness now.
What is going on? Yeah, but they've been spotted as well. Sanji did not rotate off, and so he finds the headshot on Velda. HE, here, take this. What? He takes no damage. Okay.
I want that angle as a replay. The grenade landed right in front of him. Sanji doing a remarkable job, just making sure they're not even going to get the bomb plant here. Mantu trying his best for more deagle headshots, but they will only take away one rifle there. So VP doing, again, I think a really, really admirable job. They've won 5 of the last 6 rounds. And again, they should have even won that 1 round in between there. So I think this is looking really solid at the moment. And I think OG, again, it's very hard to know if they have the data to make these calls, but I would say you have to try and manipulate the rotation of that VP defense right now. That's one way to go about this anyway. Standard setup early on here for VP. Again, 1 middle, 2 A, 2 B. So that's how it goes, but try and keep an eye on the minimap as soon as they... Oh!
Yep,
forget about the minimap.
You.
Yeah, you did say it earlier, didn't you? Mantu so quick. Jumping down, he can't quite get that one, but they need to go on Buster anyway. They've got to find a way to overwhelm him already. Yakindara's shown up. He's going to get flashed, though. I don't know if they know that he's here just yet. Dangerous position right now for Yakindar. He's in the middle of the bomb site, and he is going to get caught. He wanted to help out, but now it might be too much here. Do you try and go for this, or just leave it alone?
That is so sick.
That actually is sick, isn't it?
Like that, you got to be so fast to hit that shot. And he is. I mean, he is hard carrying. OG, it really does feel like they live or die by the Mantu right now. And while he's at 10 kills, but, you know, in the meantime, James is just quietly, you know, doing his job over here on the VP side. 10-2 for James right now on VP. Spots out the man in connector. Pretty sure, yeah. Oh, he got spotted as well. This is going to get awkward.
His teammate wants to help him out. Kickit is up there in the hallways just saying, "I step forward and I'll try and save you a little bit here." Well, bomb is finally going to be there. Kickit forced out, and he'll go down. Very aggressive, but this AWP is still a huge save, in fact, for VP. So, yeah, OG tied up, and that's a magnificent kill to start the round with.
Just chaos. Let's see it. Boom. Yeah, catches him through the edge of the wall. And the follow-up as well. But this is OG textbook stuff when it comes to taking over the site. One after the other, staying alive as best they can, and just catching VP looking the wrong way most of the time there. So now it's going to be tied up 5-5, and a change of pace attempted here by OG, at least at the beginning. Hoping to get a pot shot on somebody. Not going to be the case, though. Mantu decides to back off, and that's unfortunate. Had he held that angle, he might have been able to catch a kill here. Instead, it's going to be Kickert now with the advantage.
Bit of a jump, they're going to put up that smoke immediately. Flash coming through, NBK wins the fight, leaving Yakindar alone on the side. He has to get the double, but he can't in time. And that gives the A site to OG, so just trading evenly into that fight, but it's so worth it for the T side to try and do smoke drop and everything else. They're actually pushing into it to try and take the fight, almost with the back turn, and Buster goes down. It looked like they could have walked right into James then, and that would have been a disaster. No bomb plant yet, but they've got plenty of time. Sanji here with the M4. In fact, going to get flashed and pushed, though, by the AWP, so they can't really spray him down. And now James coming back. Sanji on the other side. Oh, it's all over the place, and looking like maybe VP will make it out of this round.
Needs to get the swing, and he's not going to do it. James will not be caught sleeping. He is going to get that 12th kill for himself. And I think the point where it falls apart is that it's Velda who has the bomb over by connector. Yeah. He's the one who catches the push through the smoke. Fantastic. He gets that kill, but then they can't get on the bomb site. He's got to scramble to get over there, and it's all sorts of awkward. But you can see Velda had that bomb, and as the smoke clears, it's just not happening. They need to be getting that bomb planted while those smokes are up. As soon as they clear, that's it. They're doomed.
You also feel like flashing someone in towards CT spawn with an AWP. I mean, even if he'd had the pistol out, probably he could have just run down Sanji or Kickert or whoever it was who was there. But the AWP, right? You're going to be tempted to take that one shot, and if you don't hit it, you're like, all right, whatever. Like, but some really small margins in that round. It works out for VP. And again, James, I think, showing just what a resource he can be on this team when he's got that AWP. He's 12-2 right now. It's really amazing work coming out from him at the moment. So that is a nice pillar right now for VP to rely upon. And we'll see if OG have it. They've got 3 HE grenades going to the middle. They could find themselves. No, it's not yet. No one's going there. There's going to be no targets.
Oh, there was a lot of aggression. Palace push coming through, and Yakinder's there to open it up and take NBK out of that picture. He's only got 4 health. He has to be careful. And wow, Kickert hits that despite not having the angle advantage. That's big. Velda caught sleeping, and that's an AK down. Lost. Kicker's going to be able to trade out. And now, well, OG in this round, I mean, essentially the rest of them are all just hard ecoing, so.
It's so important that OG do some damage in this round because the money on VP is not good. And if you let them go in this one, I mean, the last one was, what, a 2-on-1 that they just managed to win. And so that almost reset their economy already. If you let them out with this, with everyone alive here, you will have, well, they'll have saved their economy, and you have to suddenly do a lot more. And you're running out of rounds anyway to reset it, so it's kind of now or maybe in the next round, but otherwise it's going to be trouble. 6-5 here, and yeah, man, too. All right, it's going to get the M4 at least. But I like CB is that this is the real deal, right? If they can force someone to rotate, if they can get one entry somewhere here and force that rotation, maybe Alexi can pick up a kill, and at least then you'd have something to work with. But that all goes away when Buster shows up long range.
Can they just double up on Yakinder? It looks like that might be the play here. He's only got 4 health. And it just happens that Issa's got the Glock. One bullet! That would have done it, and that could have perhaps opened things or given Montu a little bit more room to work with. Oh, nice try. Wanted to go for the first shot. Wow. Even without Kevlar, Montu sprays and gets a kill.
It's not bad. Not bad. It does something. I still think another kill would have been the real difference maker.
For sure. It's not the end of days here for OG. They did not get a bomb plant, but they saved enough money to be able to get a decent buy here. Montu's going to have the AWP as well if he wants it, and they are going to elect to get the sniper rifle. So 7-5, VP on the CT side in the lead. But it is actually going to be a decently bought up OG. Curious to see what the game plan is, though. It's looking like it's going to be the mid-challenge. Yakinder once again going aggressive. This could set it up here. OG looking to take this fight. Yakinder's holding right on the edge and takes full advantage of it.
He has such an incredible lineup. You could tell it's so hard to see anything. But I don't think they've seen that before.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they've seen that. MBK dies to the exact same trick and probably not even being called at that point. That's will be really interesting to know how many times they run into that. Iza gets a kill on Kicker. They'll offer a slight way back into the round here, but it is trouble. And maybe especially now that Iza's low on health, they're going to double up, and one grenade here would do it. It's going to be bouncing around the corner, and it's James to pick up that kill. 2 versus 3, plenty of time, but they're in a rough spot right here, even more so now.
2 separate HE kills in the single round. It's not a, we don't always see that. Alexi B on the edge of the smoke. Not sure if he managed to spot out Yakinder there. Yakinder on the side itself looking to find a shot, and it's going to be James who catches Alexi B in the open. So 8 rounds picked up here on the CT side for Virtus.pro. 8-5. And well, OG, that is the kind of clutch round that you want to set up if you're Virtus.pro, that you're holding in your back pocket. I look at that. They couldn't tell from we could actually follow that from OG's perspective, and they couldn't see him. It just looked like 2 smokes.
Yeah. Well, and here's what's so genius, right? That the smoke that the CT side throw, I'm sure from OG's point of view, it just looks like the smoke you normally put down to prevent a Molotov. So it's not even so suspicious from their point of view. They're just like, well, so whatever. Like, they've just made sure that we can't Molotov it. And then actually, it uses their smoke, which is the one they're setting up right here, against them. That is really next level.
Yeah, super cool.
Oh, dear.
That's a shot. All right, no joke this time around. They actually managed to pick up a big kill there with the Deagle. NBK opening it up. 5th kill for him. It has been, wow, very quiet. It's like you look away for a few rounds, and you look back, and it's still 5 kills for NBK, 5 for Isa, 3 for Alexi B.
Yeah.
OG just aren't getting any kills.
No, they're lacking them. They're definitely lacking a bit in that department at the moment. All right, a bit of a jump. Sanji not even that worried. He's got some backup in Buster who could be swinging around. He's going to come back with the M4, so that helps out on the other side. A little bit dangerous. He'll take care of the first challenge there. And they're so low on health right now. Valde, there's a great headshot to follow it up. I mean, it's pretty impressive. Kick it, though. Nice position, just offsetting himself a little bit. And MBK, he'd have to get 2 pretty clean headshots. He can't really survive a long fight. He does have some time for it. Oh, there's one of them. Not clean, but he does get the job done now. It's up against James, who's only died twice so far and has got 14 kills. So MBK just looks like he's hiding behind this pillar saying, please don't, Mr. James, leave me alone.
Yeah, 25 seconds as well. Not a whole lot of time, but James backs off the window just as NBK decides to go for it. And so the bomb is going to get picked up here by NBK, and he could just go for the bold move. It's going to be the peek.
Oh my God.
And James turns for the corner just in time once again. And now NBK is just going to have to stick this bomb, get that planted, and just hope that you're going to look the right way when James comes around the corner, or you hit the flick. And he nearly does. So close. James with the running gun, though, takes him out.
And no head armor on MBK, so he's dead from one single shot there.
Oh, that's so painful. Wait, what?
Just
He's
doing
just
a
gonna
victory
go.
lap,
He's gonna go shopping.
Yeah, just a little victory lap.
Scavenging. Just pick up some nades. All the time to get it defused. Just hey, you know, you say $300 here, $600 there. It's all good money.
He's got 12,000 somewhere, and we're going
Hey,
into
no,
like the
come on,
15th round. So I don't know what he's going to spend that money on, but
That or he's just talking smack a little bit, you know, to OG, just letting him know.
I think that is the.
It's probably the better one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, just you know.
And that I can appreciate.
Kind of sucks that you lost
You
that round, huh? Yeah, you guys kind of struggling, aren't you? This is your map, isn't it? Yeah,
It is
I
their
thought you'd be a little bit more competent.
Listen, I think if they could get this one last round in the OG, I think that's still, you know, 9-6. That's pretty acceptable. What worries me again is you have to. Oh, nice timing on that. Still remember that there's that round in the middle that absolutely VP should have won. So 9-5, yeah, but I'm tempted to almost call it, you know, like 10-4 in some sense. Could have very easily been, and that's not a great position to be in here. You can up with the orc, and they line up in front, and he's going to take them both right down. Amazing stuff, and he's been doing this so much in the middle. He's just been very aggressive, and they have not had very many very good answers either. He's at the edge play. He's still doing it.
No way.
Oh my God.
Dude, you can't see him. The way smokes are working right now.
Yeah, but he can see you.
Yeah, but the way the smokes work, man, it's crazy. Just able to spot.
Some very cool tricks. Because again, I think I think they themselves put that one up, so. Valde, 1 versus 4, and the bomb is in the middle. The whole thing is a disaster at the moment.
And it looks so promising. The kill on James to kick things off. It looked really good for OG, and then they just got whittled down. All 4 players for Virtus.pro alive and well, and just, you know, covering that bomb. There we go. 10-5, the score at the end of the first half here. Virtus.pro on the CT side, fully stabilizing the situation. 5 rounds in a row at the end in a streak, just looking way too good on OG's map. And we're going to see what OG can do right after the break.
Coming right up, VP now going to be on the T side, OG on the CT side. And I thought that was a very, very strong performance from VP in that first half. I'm not even sure 10-5. I think, again, in my brain, I'm just going to call that 11-4.
11-4.
Tournament won't, but
12-3. I mean, if you want to count the Mantu round where he just guts it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a few in there. There's a few in there. This could have been the complete Virtus.pro show. You're right. Now we got to see if they can pull that off on the T-side pistol. OG on the CT side pistol tend to win more than lose. They're slightly above 50%. But now VP going to be looking to wreck that stat. Oh, NBK just lets him go past. Big opportunity here for NBK to just completely shut him down. 2 kills for NBK. Brilliant work. And that's allowed for Mantu to rotate in as well. The clamp is coming down on VP. This B site is looking so solid. OG, they were ready.
I actually can't believe NBK recovered that. That just looked like, you know, that looked like it already slipped. It had already, like, you know, bottle's already out of his hand. He's just trying desperately, like, fumble it all over the place before it just, you know, cracks on the ground. And somehow it doesn't. That was actually, yeah, it wasn't smooth work at all from NBK, but it somehow worked.
Dude, that was sick. And
he made up for it.
Yeah, no bomb plant. Kind of feeds into the follow-up here. And shout out to Yumi, who's been on top of stats as well throughout the tournament here, providing us with the insights. But he was kind enough to tell me that OG, 90% of the time, if they win the pistol, they win the second round. So I think that's kind of clear-cut in this one, considering Virtus.pro didn't get a bomb plant. They're not going to be going for the 4-spy shenanigans. So, you know, maybe OG, they got it a little easy this time, Anders.
Yeah, that led to the stats for sure, but, you know, still. All counts, doesn't it?
But that's solid, yeah.
The problem is, as soon as you said OG, 90% of the time, my brain just auto-completes that as they win every time. I just can't. Why has that happened?
You always got to leave just a little margin, right?
I know.
But, you know, 90%, yeah, you might as well.
44. No, I'm thinking about the Anchorman thing as well. Like, you know, it's like, oh, it's so stupid. I haven't even seen that movie in like a decade at least.
Yeah, that's
It's been a while. Been a minute.
Well, you know, we've got teleprompters here. I'm sure we could have some Ron Burgundy moments.
Just watch the movie while we're doing the game. Is that what you're advocating?
I'm Ron Burgundy. Headshot coming in.
Yeah, get us back on track, man. So appreciate it. Yeah, fishing for some kills. Why not? You know, hope you get one of those kills. You get a quick bomb plant. Looks like Mantu working on an ace. He's already got the quad, and Valda will steal it away at the end. Fair play, I guess. Doesn't really matter. 10-7. And OG, yeah, decent start, but they're going to have to fight the AKs already in this third round, which I'm sure they know. And they're fighting those with 3 MP9s, so...
Yeah, contrary to the strategy that they had on T side where they went full rifles.
Yes.
Pretty much out the gates here on the second half. OG electing to go for the SMGs. Valda at least has an M4, so I'm going to be curious to see where he decides to position himself to try and maximize that weapon. The usual connector plays, huh? Oh, wow. Nearly there. So close.
Yeah, confident Valda. Trying to see if he can take the fight. Yakinda, he's alone in the middle, and everyone else is over at B. Oh, and NBK is so blind. Oh, that B bomb site's already gone. There's nothing left to fight for here. Even that kill on Lexi V, I'd say, get the AK and just be happy you upgraded to that and fall back. It's not worth it.
What world where NBK doesn't panic spray if he just stands still?
Yeah.
Neither of them looked at him until he started shooting. You know?
Yeah, go sit in that couch for a minute.
Exactly. It's where you wish, you know, once upon a time, NBK didn't shoot, and he then proceeded to gut Virtus.pro because those guys didn't check their angles.
It's just, yeah. I mean, there are definitely times where it's not worth it, right?
What's not worth it here for OG is this map, the pain that they're currently going through right now. This is their map pick, and VP just look so prepared.
Yeah.
The Yakinder with his all-out aggression in mid throughout the entire first half really threw OG for a loop in key rounds. And here at Virtus.pro, they just figured out how to get ahead on their first buy round as well. 11-7 on the T side. VP just looking fantastic. And yeah, that was NBK just getting annihilated.
They're looking really good, and I think it's also an incredible team effort that they're going through at the moment. Kicker's got 14, Sanji's got 12, Buster's a little bit behind, but not that much. So it isn't just, you know, the Jame and Yekindar show at the moment, which I think is also amazing news. Some aggression coming into top mid, but Yekindar, I mean, he takes a lot of damage, but also can report that back and say, you know, there's a lot of people in middle, meaning probably no one in B, except for NBK, who was immediately downed. And again, I don't even know what they're meant to do at this point in time. This is going to be... I mean, the bomb line's actually a little bit delayed, but I'm not sure it even makes that big of a difference to them.
No, nice save, nade. That's a great nade onto Buster. But yeah, you can tell, I mean, still 3 players over towards A for OG, only just now getting into mid. And I'm confused, Anders. Is mid Mirage now like Banana on Inferno? With the number of nades flying in there at the beginning of the round? That was crazy. It was just a total all-out bombardment from both sides. Feels like both teams used almost all their utility right there.
They just went for it.
That was sick, though. I'm glad. I'm glad to see that aggression from OG. They know they have to take the fight to Virtus.pro. They can't be mincing about. They got to get in there.
But, I mean, obviously, the math is so easy for VP once they hear all those nades. Top mid, they're just like, cool. If you're going to be throwing 3 HEs top mid, then...
Yeah, if there's that many people here.
You're not going to have 2 people B, so go for it.
Well, Mantu can get an AWP. He'll be able to drop his rifle for NBK. And so this is still going to be a pretty good buy here for OG, all things considered.
It will be. And I mean, it's also partly because they've been saving in some of these rounds, which is the right move. But I think this might be one of their last chances to really slow down VP. I think they need to go on like a 3-round winning streak or something like this to make this somewhat of a game. I think VP are just looking so hot right now. Jame coming through the underpass, the rest of them waiting top mid. And yeah, as soon as he's in position, slow down a bit there. But they should be able to take middle.
Eventually, they will be able to work their way out here. They're just waiting again. Virtus.pro playing it very safe and wondering if OG are going to go for more of that delayed aggression to top mid to try and take this back. Not going to be the case, though. And in the meantime, the key to this round, Kickert, is still alive in Palace. And he needs to just be... He needs to stay here, and he needs to stay alive. And you can see that's why he's playing very passively right now, trying to hold these angles in case OG try to play for information, trying to push in here. But so long as he stays alive, Virtus.pro have options. They can go through connector to A, or they can set up for the flank or the distraction towards B. It's looking like it is going to be up connector onto this A side, and we're about to get a sandwich here.
Yeah, Jame flashing them in. They're going to come through their own smoke, and a huge miss there for Mantu. He needed that kill. The Valda's going to drop next, and Isa alone back here, still 40 seconds. Oh, and Buster hardly even checking for me. Just seeing him, that slight little sliver there is enough. And that is... Well, it's a hard lesson for OG to learn, and what happens when you give up mid and connector.
And they're not missing anything.
Yeah.
The Virtus.pro is like, okay, yeah, we know exactly where Isa is. Isa is just non-existent on this map. Alexi B and Isa, dude, 5 kills each. They're just not performing against Virtus.pro. Virtus.pro are just looking so comfortable. And it's everybody on Virtus.pro that are hitting at about the same level.
Yeah, they're doing a fine job at the moment. But yeah, I think that also... VP themselves smoked the top of connector, or the part of connector that's towards the A-bomb site. And then they had 3 people go through the smoke as Jame was flashing them in from middle. So, again, the input delay from you realizing, oh, it's A, to they're on the A side, it's almost instant. It just happens so quickly that very, very hard to recover from. So you need more warning than that somehow. 13-7 here. This is looking so good.
And we're going to get that tactical timeout getting called here by OG. They've been using it a lot, but it hasn't really been helping them. And this is the thing. I'm really wondering what's going on here for OG. Because Alexi B, he's known as a fragging in-game leader. He's known to get in there and get in these fights and emerge, victorious. But right now, he may be having to just use too much of his brain on trying to figure out what the hell is going wrong on the team. And he can't focus enough on his own gameplay here.
I think certainly that definitely could be happening. But and I would even be okay with that if then Isa and MBK were, stepping up to sort of a similar level as Valda and MBK,
right.
If that was the trade-off. But since it's obviously not, they're in a lot of trouble here. I don't know what the answer is either. And I'm not even sure that I'm not even sure that this is like completely absent-minded OG from a couple of weeks ago. I think VP are playing an incredible game right now. I really think they look super solid, and I just think no matter what happens here, it's gonna be hard for OG to find their way back in the game. Nice shot from Sanji, absolutely wrecking Man2. It's a bit of a revenge as they did lose Yakindar over on the other side. So now again, that B bomb site's been working so well for them. Why not revisit that if you really want to? All right.
Wow.
And they've got Kickard who could you know, kill rotators. If anyone wants to sort of run out of the A bomb site too quickly, he can maybe hear them and shoot them in the back. Or they could just come back and take A with him. All of these options are all good right now for VP. They're in the driver's seat in this round.
Yeah, Virtus.pro have or OG rather have so little to go off of.
No grenades either.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, look at how many nades Virtus.pro have in comparison.
Yeah.
Just want to see them use them right now, Virtus.pro. You've got all these nades. They're going for the scrim approach, which is to just kind of walk up here nadeless. Nothing to really warn OG. But with all these nades, you kind of want to see them get into play, and there we go. Smoke goes down to block off connector. That's not going to stop Isa from finding one kill. Alexi B, however, is in the mix, and Velda comes charging through. Velda with the plays, comes charging through the smoke, rips it apart. VP, finally. The streak comes to an end. Three rounds in a row for Virtus.pro, but OG, they're going to go ahead and pick one up.
And even a round that didn't look like it was starting off that well at all. But yeah, VP this time, yeah, I mean, they sort of, once they throw the first grenade there from connector, then it's just go time, isn't it? They look like they slowed it down a little bit at least.
Yeah, that was interesting.
They still have money though, and even after this round, they can probably still scramble to buy. Buster charging into the middle, he can't see anything, and I'm shocked that he's not still alive at all.
Yeah,
Shocked that he lived even the 2 seconds longer than that. It's 2 seconds too long in my opinion.
Oh, Velda's clear. They've cleared that angle. He's being so clever right now, Velda, with this angle here. Unfortunately for him, James is not peeking just yet. Velda might actually go for this, and he is going to try and find an angle. And yep, Sanji was holding it. Velda needs to be careful, and he's going to back off. He knows that somebody's over here in Palace as well. He's setting up for an HE right on top of Yakinder. So that's a painful one there for Yakinder.
Can they really do this? Can they peek outside of his scope slightly? If this actually works, oh no, not quite. He's almost dead here, man. Too. Oh, he's.
What?
I don't know. He's so close to dying in that moment. I don't even think he realizes at any point, but that is a bit of a miracle.
Oh, Velda gets back in a connector right over the edge of the smoke. So they know where two of them are. Should be some information here. Yep, spots them out in Palace as well, and this is going to become clear that this is in fact going to be an A hit for Virtus.pro. 2 players remain, Yakinder and Kickard, moving on to the site. Nice opening kill there from Yakinder, but Isa on the edge, a ticket. He decides to punch Virtus.pros, and that's going to be a 9th round on the board for OG. Critical that they managed to get those kills without the bomb getting planted either. Virtus.pro are going to have to spend all of their bank if they want to get a buy, and even then, it's not going to be the best one unless Buster drops a Galil and goes for a Galil himself. Yakinder is going to have a very weak buy here.
I can't imagine they wouldn't try and buy in this round. I feel like they didn't do that much damage in the last round, so I guess, you know, maybe you're worried about the fact that they still have some bank OG. But I just, yeah, they're going to go for it. I think it would be a mistake if they didn't just keep pushing at this point in time. Again, they seem like they're the ones that have the momentum. Even OG winning 2 rounds here, it's good. But the real change, surely, of pace in this game is going to be if they can win this next round OG. Because then VP, barring any weird shenanigans where they either save or get a bomb plant, not even a bomb plant will help them actually, but yeah, unless they save some guns here, VP should finally be ecoing if they lose this next one. And that's where, you know, maybe OG could take a deep breath and say, right, now we actually have a bit of a chance here. I think more than anything, a chance to play NBK, Isa, and Alexi be back in the game. Like, those people have to wake up even more. Oh, it's so dead. Just so dead.
What? Oh, and James missing that shot. Velda should be dead 100% here. Now he's got a chance. HE over the top, a little bit of a chance. No. There was an opportunity there for a 2-man. Well, they do have the 2-man advantage. For a 3-man advantage.
I don't know how they get. Well, Isa is actually doing the right thing here. It looks like, oh no, he's going back a little bit. I was going to say, actually, he just almost has to take the risk and move forward and try and take a little bit of a fight here. They're going to peek him and take him right down. I wanted him to keep going because 5-on-3, you know, just not sure it's going to work out if you just try and play it like a default. And looked a little bit like that's what they were doing. So VP, the one round that maybe would have put them on eco. They had a similar round in the first half when they were on the CT side, where they nearly were forced to eco, and then they went on to win the round anyway and brought their economy back to life. So they've been skirting the edge sometimes of that economic destruction, but so far it's been working out well for them every time, and that is a part of the story here, surely.
Without a doubt, they have been very well prepared for this map. And knowing that it's OG's pretty much go-to pick, probably their strongest map in the pool. I mean, you were thinking, actually, it was a little bit of a discussion with Hawka going into this, how, you know, you look at Virtus.pro's statistics right now on maps, and then you're thinking, oh, they're a little fluffed, aren't they, right? They've been playing against a lot of CIS teams. They've been beating all the CIS teams. Yeah. You know, they're looking fantastic on all their maps. And so you're going into this thinking, oh, you know, maybe we gotta be careful. You know, Virtus.pro, they may be looking a little bit stronger in the stats than they are in reality. And it's like, no. they are actually just beating up on you right now on your map pick, OG.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much cool stuff to take away from this game right now. It's just really cool Counter-Strike that they're coming out with, both individually and I think as a team too. The whole plan seems to be coming together right now. OG, this is probably the last chance they're going to have to really say anything about it. After this, they'll be out of money, and I doubt they could do much in a round with just pistols. So 14-9 in favor of VP. And things looking very, very solid at the moment. And it feels like the only two people right now who could sort of pick up a round on their own is Mantu and Valde. Just, you know, one of those two have to say, all right, fine, guess I'll get double or a triple kill or something.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not quite enough, you know. And also, that's not really a plan, is it?
No, the patience getting shown there for a moment. Life is going to get very interesting for Issa. And he's dropped off and he's going to be going in looking for the kill on Buster. Yakinder catches Velda, flashes in, and unfortunately for Issa, he does not win that duel. Mantu's now alone in CT spawn, and he gets caught sleeping completely, baited into the open. James hits the shot, but the bomb is not compromised. Still should be an easy bomb plant here for Virtus.pro, and it should put them up on map point, as this is a 2-on-4 retake for OG. NBK and Alexi B, everything on the table. And it won't be for long. Sanji's there to kick the legs out from under that table, send all of that food crashing to the floor. What a waste.
And
it ain't pretty.
Look at how the rest of them were just waiting inside of the A-bomb site for Sanji to show up. They was like, why even go? Why just wait until...
Yeah, we're seeing some real discipline. This is some actual team play coming in from VP. There aren't many mistakes where guys are kind of over-peaking or, you know, trying to make plays, right? It's not really happening for VP right now. They look much more like a well-oiled machine.
What's really upsetting about this round, if you go back and look at it from the first kill that happened on Valde over at Connector, is that he was actually, I think he was smartly reading exactly what Yakinder was doing. It's just that Yakinder was walking through the smoke from Connector, and Valde just wanted to check for exactly that to see if he was on the stairs, but Yakinder was turned around and ready for it. So I don't know. It was just a mental game between Yakinder and Valde that made a huge difference for opening up that round. I don't know if we'll have a replay or not, but yeah, so look at this. So Valde is smartly going to go check him, and Yakinder is in that moment just checking for it, right? If Valde is like 1 second later or 1 second earlier or something, he probably just wins that fight. So that crashed the entire A-bomb site. I think that was, that was a small little difference, but the outcome or the consequences of it were absolutely, huge. 15-9, and now OG around away here from losing their own map pick, and they don't really have much to fight with. VP just continuing on. They've looked like a really well planned out team here.
Yeah, they look very well polished, and no weak spots either on any of these players. Yakinder, we're really coming to expect this kind of performance from him. He seems to be Mr. Reliable right now for Virtus.pro, but everybody's in double digits. Everybody's looking very comfortable. Over on OG's side, I mean, Issa and Alexi V continue to mirror themselves. 8-8.
Yeah,
8 and 8.
And MBK at 10, right? Like,
yeah.
It's the three of them right now that somehow need more.
Yeah, it's been Mantu and Velda who've just been fragging this entire map. I mean, otherwise it's an even more one-sided scoreline for Virtus.pro, and we'd be done with the map already. So now we have to see. That last timeout getting called by OG, and already a little bit more of a focus here on mid. With the ladder room play here from Alexi B. We'll see if it works. Buster gonna walk right in. It wasn't even a jiggle peek. He kind of just slow walked his way into his death.
Yeah, ooh, he sees it coming. Knew Alexi would be curious about what else was happening in middle, and now they've got such a great line into the B bomb side. MBK's in there with an AK-47, but he would end up alone against a lot of people. Valde, could he find the timing here? If he could get down the ladder a little bit silently, maybe there could be a chance. Mantu goes down, Isa's next, and I think Valde, even with the kill here, probably going to be tricky. Yakinder and Kickout are low on health, so sort of a strange round, even if it's a 2-on-3. Nice shot.
Yeah, nicely done there by Valde. 2-on-2. And with enough time, that's the thing here. Sanji's got time to make a play. He can work his way around. Oh, spots the man. Jungle needs to win this duel. Gets headshot through the angle there. Somehow survives it. And, well, that bomb is rotating over through spawn. But, again, OG have to be careful because there's still, even then, there's still enough time for a rotation to happen towards B.
Yeah. I think that's why they're not fully just, you know, rushing in here. They're still a little bit scared that maybe something weird is going to be going on. If they had an HE grenade, I mean, that would probably be the round over immediately. MBK, I think, smartly relocating to a little bit more of a open position where he could do a lot more from here, especially in terms of trying to deny the plant itself. 8-7 seconds now. The plant actually will go through, but that's enough for MBK. Just getting that one kill should do it. And Sanji, he's got nothing to force them into anything here. They even have a Molotov, actually. I think Valde picked that one up in transit, so he's going to throw that in the corner. That's fine. Again, all they really have to do is try and have NBK defusing, but Valde's body blocking him, essentially. And things should work out all right. Sanji is about a bullet away from dying, so it'll be very, very hard to stop anything from happening here. But he's going to give it a try, and wanted to swing wide for it. They will get the defuse in. That'll be a 10th round for OG.
Brilliant work there. Well played in the end between the two veterans. You expect that level from NBK and Valde both. Get them in that kind of position, and they should be locking it down. But there should be enough money for a buy here from Virtus.pro, so it's not like life is going to get any easier for OG.
Yeah, they keep having that money to rely upon. They need the next 5 in a row. And, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to find many silver linings. Well, one of them surely is that VP don't already have a loss bonus, right? We haven't got to 15-10 with VP losing 3 in a row. Ooh, Buster going to get flashed and killed, and so will Kicker. That's a great 2-for-1 trade, leaving the rest of VP in the middle. That actually works out so well. Oh! Oh, dear.
Okay, he gets executed. Sanji's there to trade it, though. So they're not out of the woods yet, OG.
Yeah.
Ooh, and they're going to just accelerate. All 3 remaining players for OG are on the A side of the map. Virtus.pro realizing this, they're going to make the play straight onto B. Bomb into window, and yeah, Mantu's got the angle. Does not miss that shot. What a brilliant shot to hit. It just has to happen, and if Mantu misses that, bomb is probably getting planted, and OG are in a world of hurt.
Yes.
Mantu keeps his cool, and he's just so quick.
So yeah, again, the lack of a round loss bonus is the only thing that's making this slightly better for OG in terms of winning the 5-round streak, especially when they deny the bomb plant like they just did. So those, I think, bomb plants right now are huge, and obviously OG not losing another round if they really want to get into overtime. But yeah, that's the only thing that can keep this game or this map going for them right now is VP not having the money, really. That is going to get checked by Valde. He wants to make sure. Ooh. Kicker, flash as well. NBK getting hunted down. He's been playing this bomb side alone, but this time he's got some backup here. It's Alexi B to take down Kicker and just maybe barely save the day there. That looked really scary for a minute. James, he's saving the Glock. Not giving up on that.
He just heard you, Andrews. He was nodding like, yes, indeed.
If I had powers of telepathy, I don't know if I would use it to
communicate with James.
With Counter-Strike players in general, I feel like. Sure, I could find more interesting stuff, you know?
Well, think about it, Anders. I mean, you would never get VAC banned.
It's true.
Think about how much money you could make. Key rounds, and all of a sudden you're telling, I don't know, Glaive, they stacked B.
Exactly. I could just could make all my bets come true. It's true.
Oh, it'd be nuts. Yeah, that's it. Game over.
Maybe there is a way.
I'm sure you would stay in CS as well and not use those powers to dominate the world stock market or. you know,
I think
precious metals or any of those.
I
Fun
think
things.
in all honesty, I think if I did have like telepathy, I would just use it to wake up Jason at 5 a.m. every day. just be talking in his ear.
Whispering sweet nothings.
Yeah, that would be how I use that power.
Dude, that's the best. Oh man, and then he is.
The time zone, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's gonna be rough.
No, Liquid just had a rough one. They lost a Triumph.
I know, yeah,
was.
2-1, yeah.
So 2-1, close match.
Yeah, that was definitely surprising. Oh, Jane Grenade here. A little bit of a nice Tech-9 kill. Isa still out in the open. They're going to be trying to walk in behind him. He's got some backup, but actually he's still going to get overrun. And OG, I don't know how they even lost this bomb site. They put up no fight. That's 3 of them down with only taking Jame. And I think that just might be the map. What an absolute shock.
What a way to lose it. It was looking so promising. Wind beneath your wings, a little bit of money in the bank. You were going to get buys going. And, well, now, unfortunately, it's MBK trying to make some kind of hero play here. Sanji holding close, and Mantu with the AWP, not the best weapon to retake a bomb site with. But they were close enough. Nice. He's still going to get that kill on Sanji, despite Sanji turning away. But Buster's got the angle, and now it's all on Mantu. 1v3. Triangle set up here for Virtus.pro. Should be impossible for Mantu to pull this off, lest Virtus.pro gift it to him one at a time. Not going to happen. Kicker catches him in the open. 16-12, the final score on Mirage in favor of Virtus.pro.
I have so many questions, especially about who died in CT spawn and how come nobody was covering Isa as he was retreating from that A-ramp. Man, what a disaster. I mean, never mind that the comeback was going to be hard to win no matter what, but the fact that they end up losing it in that fashion, that has got to be a little bit gut-wrenching. We'll see if they can recover as we go into the second map that is going to be coming up after the break, so stay tuned.
why are we seeing this result, gentlemen? Because we were talking about it on the desk first of all. Mirage, you know, it's been a pretty decent map for OG thus far in the tournament. Where were they lacking in this series?
Well, I think in that first half, that was a really surprising half. OG won the pistol, went 3-0 up, and lost that half 5-10. So basically from that pistol round and the conversions onwards, that was all VP from that point. We saw so much play around mid. Yakinda had some epic rounds around mid, playing around that connector smoke, playing around bottom mid, playing around underpass. He was really kind of disrupting OG, and kind of, we talked about the mid-round calling coming into this game, and it kind of feels like if you disrupt the mid-round, if you stop them getting into the late set plays, into the late hits onto the sides, they can have real problems. I think that's what we saw on that T side in that first half.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, we were just watching it in the green room, Alan. That last round, we definitely didn't think that VP would be taking it in that fashion. It was kind of crazy to see. You know, we were saying potentially overtime might have been on the cards, right?
Oh, yeah, certainly. They had, so when the round before that last round, they had a really bad actual partial buy call coming into that one where they invested too much. It's kind of a tendency of all these CIS teams, but VP in particular. They over-invested. Going into the next round, they were on eco, and they just won it. And I do feel like there is risk of a bit of kind of confirmation bias here, them thinking that was the perfect partial buy call, that was the perfect eco, but it wasn't. That wasn't really how we want to see games ending, but they got it over the line. They just sort of fragged out in that last round, and that's how VP took the map.
Yeah, they did indeed. Would you kind of echo those same thoughts, Hawker, in terms of, you know, what OG was lacking coming into this, where I know we were talking a lot about that first half and some of the issues that they were facing there?
Yeah, I think Alan's definitely right in that just not enough rounds on that T side. I wrote it down. It was those 3 rounds from the pistol, as Alan was pointing out. Then there was a round where Mantu got onto the A site and got 3 massive kills in a 3v3. Wasn't really anything to do with the strategy there. And then there was another round where they just rushed B and won the round off that. But none of those rounds really came off of, I don't think, their tactics or their strategies. A lot of it was more just them getting kills. And just in general for OG, the fact that they couldn't get the mid control in so many rounds, the fact that Alexi couldn't get into some of those aggressive positions where he likes to call the round, he likes to spearhead the attack, that seemed to be a real issue for OG. They could just never find their rhythm on that T side, and that kind of transferred into the second half as well.
Yeah, let's move on into that second half, because Alan, I know you had a particular moment that you wanted to be breaking down. I believe it was round 20.
It was round 20. This was a really great call from VP, and it's kind of very usual for a team to like this to call this sort of round. So on this round, they did fake mid default early, and then coming into this one, this kind of mid round, so they just run boosted out with a player, and then going into this part, they pop out of the top con smoke. And really interesting about this sort of play, they probably stole this from Ents or OG, popping out that top con smoke. That was what Alexi was really known for, calling on T-side Mirage, particularly a year ago, maybe around the kind of the Katowice major where they made their finals run. So I thought that round was really great. It's kind of, with VP as a team, kind of the problem I had coming into this tournament is that on T side they were playing a bit too loose, where they weren't always playing together a bit too individual. But so far, I've been really impressed actually. They've tightened up their game so much on the T side where they're playing together more. Rounds like that you would not have seen in the past, where they're actually grouping up, they have a plan in mind.
A lot of the previous games I've seen VP play, they just default so much and they're so spread across the map, they can't make the most of their fragging power. But in this game, they were much better at actually grouping up, just quickly pushing a bomb site. And like you're saying there, it's nothing crazy, right? To just flash through like that, it's not some amazing elaborate strat, but VP have the fragging power to be able to make that get over the line. So I think more plays like that is what I want to see from VP. I think James had another good game here. I'm still not a massive fan of his AWPing style. I still think he could have more impact, but it's working for him. He's winning clutches. He's still able to get a bunch of kills, so I can't complain.
Yeah, somebody that I all think that we're a fan of as well is, of course, got to be Yakinda, the top fragger on the side of Virtus.pro in this one. And I know that Anderson Semler were talking about it a lot during the game. That mid-presence that he was showing on that CT side, that was just instrumental in a lot of those rounds.
Yeah, certainly. Actually, Connector and Mirage is probably, for many players, their favourite spot on any map in the game. There's so many aggressive options. The connected one-way smokes are, to be honest, pretty broken in this game. And in this first half, Yakinda was playing around it so well. He's getting out around the side of that bottom con smoke. He's playing down the bottom towards underpass. And he was just catching OG off every single time, changing up his angles and making it really hard for them to get out mid with numbers and then go into their late round splits is what they really wanted to be going into.
And of course, we're going to be going into Inferno as our second map of this series. We were chatting about it in the pre-game. We were saying this is going to be very, very difficult if OG don't win this first map to even have a hope in hell of taking it on Inferno. So why are we seeing that, from the VP side being so much more dominant on this map? Where are the issues for OG, usually here?
I think for Inferno, I'm looking straight at Valda on the OG side of things, because this is actually one of the maps where he is the highest rated player for the team, stats-wise. This is one of the maps where he's actually set up most for success. So I think Valda's definitely a star player we've got to watch for. And I really think the key will be those fights for Banana in this game, specifically because you have Valda and Alexi B on the side of OG going up against Buster and Kicker from VP. And I've seen so many games where Buster gets the right timing on those Banana aggressions, he gets early kills, and then once you're a man down on Inferno, those rotations become nearly impossible. So I think Valda and Alexi have to be able to do a good job at B early in the round. I feel like those fights will be the key fights at the start of the round, oftentimes to dictate the round.
Yeah, that's a great point to bring up, because we've seen that, you know, so far in this tournament as well. Every time we've seen Virtus.pro coming onto Inferno, that's definitely been a key factor. Is there anything else that you're going to be looking at, Alan, from the side of VP, if they hope to be taking this one in too?
Yeah, certainly. So coming into the first game of the series, we talked a lot about how on T side, your Kinder and Buster super contact heavy, and Inferno really on the T side is the map where that comes to life the most. They're so mobile, they're so aggressive. As soon as they see an opening, boom, they'll go in and take it. So what I want to see from the OG perspective, I want to see Mantu moving around a lot, because that's really the only way teams playing contact heavy and individually aggressive. You need to have your AWPer everywhere. They can't predict where he is. The instant that VP get good reads and where that CT AWPer is, they're going to have an absolute field day. They're going to walk in B every single round, get so many entry kills, going to put Valde in particular under a lot of pressure as the B anchor. So coming into this CT half in particular from OG, I want to see Mantu everywhere, and that's particularly been a problem actually, I think, for Mantu in this team so far. He's probably not as experienced as people think he is, to be honest. He hasn't been playing at the top level for that long, but I really want to see him totally freed up in this CT half. Potentially even Alexi in the comms saying, you know, Mantu, what do you want to do? Keep reminding him every single round, change it up all the time. So hopefully we see Mantu on the move, and maybe if that comes to life, we can have a close game here on Inferno.
I don't want to dob you in, Alan, but you did say you thought this was going to be going to the full 3
Sad
match.
times.
You did say that on the desk.
Sad times.
Do you see any hope in hell of OG doing that?
Well, in Counter-Strike, you can just win both pistols and win a couple of close rounds and take a map. I think realistically, if they were to play this Inferno game 10 times, I do think VP would probably win 7 or 8 times. So in that sense, I'll still be siding with VP to take this one 2-0. OG have a chance. They are, you know, they still played for a year. Every team knows how to play Inferno. They can take this close. VP, they're still prone to making some mistakes. They could still lose this. But overall, I'd side with VP. And I think the way they play T-side particularly really could end OG here in this series.
Well, we're going to see if they will be ending OG in this series. Can VP take it into, or will OG push it to a third? We're going to find out as we hand it over to Anders and Semla.
Well, that is the question that we are hoping to find out. I really would like a third map. I feel like I want a chance for OG to try and play their way into this game.
Okay.
Because I felt like they weren't as absent as they were against Genji the first time. But they definitely weren't as switched on as they were against Genji the second time. I think we landed in some weird middle ground that was... And on the other hand, VP looked incredible. I think I can't credit them enough. I think what they were doing on Mirage was really cool. It was entertaining to watch VP play that well on Counter-Strike. So I'm actually not all the way sad, but I still would love to see just a little bit more out of OG, because I feel like this is their chance to do it, and they're obviously not gonna have many more here on Inferno. They're starting on the CT side, VP on the T side, and already just a quick check, and then they're going to go back and stack 4 at A. I don't mind any of this from OG. I think it's just fine.
Yo, surprise. Oh, nice follow-up as well. Mantu catching out Yakinder. Sanji and Yakinder down for Virtus.pro. This is going to, of course, trigger them to run onto the B side as quickly as possible. Smoke goes down. Nice nade slowing them down. And this is OG. This is perfection from OG.
It actually is. This is just very, very cool. And in the corner hiding, Valda stops the bomb, shoots Buster and Jame in the head, and that will be a flawless round. I mean, you could write this down in a script and try and enact it with your friends on a server where everyone is just, you know, knows what they're doing. It's going to be hard to do it that perfectly. That worked out so well.
The trap.
Yes. It's like they know that the push is coming. They get everything down. This is so well done.
Yeah, it's one step after the other.
All right. Well, that is the level of focus and attention and just, you know, smooth Counter-Strike that we want to see, and we want to see a lot more out of OG here. Third map would be Dust 2 if we get to it, which I don't necessarily think is great news for OG either. But, well, one step at a time and all that. Some Tech-9s, some Deagles being picked up here in the second round from VP.
And and VP expecting the early aggression and banana from OG. Not even messing with it a moment. Buster, he's all the way back in T-spawn. So the double HEs, all of that doesn't really work out, and now we're going to set up for a delayed peak. And against the MP9, rather, this is definitely more than enough firepower. Deagle, Tech9. If Mantu isn't careful, he could get overwhelmed here.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to go down. He's got Valda inside of B, so if he doesn't get immediately shot in the face, Mantu, there's going to be a flashbang, and I'm assuming he's just going to, you know, just go behind it. So a little bit of a jump there. They're getting close enough. There's the shot. Where's the flashbang? It's going to come in, and ooh, still goes down. That's a bit spicy. Valda, though, he's going to put up a smoke instantly afterwards. So it's going to be very hard for them to go through, but they almost have to. If they wait, it probably just gets worse. So yeah, here they come. Valda and Alexi be ready to shut them down right afterwards. I don't even blame them for trying. I don't know. I don't think waiting would have made this better in any way.
Yeah.
And look at Yekindar. Oh! That's a shot. Still 20 seconds. Yekindar is far away, though, but he did actually take down one of the people rotating in from the A-bomb site. It's such a shame that James is so low on health and they only have 14 seconds, because otherwise, this could suddenly have got very, very interesting. I think it's going to be nearly impossible still to win the round, even if they did so much cool stuff here. They do find that, and 4 seconds, he can't pick up the bomb, and he can't find MBK again. Just needed a bit more time. Oh, man. But from OG's point of view, if you thought you were building some confidence, now you might be thinking, oh, man, that's a bit scary.
Yeah. Oh, it's OG with the pistol, it worked their way, but by no means are they to let off the gas here, to lose focus. This is Virtus.pro's strongest map in the pool. They've got so much experience on it. They've got a deep playbook on it. It's going to be very difficult for OG to predict what Virtus.pro are going to throw at him. And so OG need to have that confidence. And I'm really glad to see them get this strong start, the 2 rounds, because I was saying when we were going into break between maps, like, holy smokes, you know, the body language from OG, you know, after that first map on Mirage, it just looked like they were just utterly defeated. And so getting the pistol and the follow-up as well here for OG, I mean, it's critical. Because otherwise, I mean, if it had just been Virtus.pro picking up the pistol, yeah, I could see OG just wilting completely.
Yeah, they really do have this awkward sense about them, don't they? It's what we saw against, again, the first Gen G matchup, which is very, very deflating to look at here. They do have a very good setup for the kind of stuff that VP was coming with, although the jump out with the MP9, suddenly it's a 2-on-2. I was going to say, I actually think they were fine. It looked like they were all reloading at the same time, and obviously that can lead to some trouble. A little bit of a chance, spotting out one player there. They've picked up an M4, but it's going to be on Sanji, and he's just lost his face down in the pit. James now with a deagle. Can we get some smooth headshots? He's certainly trying. Would have been cool if he could have done, you know, just a couple of shots there, but not quite so. But another round that, again, you don't just roll through this round if you're OG and think, like, sweet, smooth, like it's on. You've got 2 rounds now where you think, man, this is actually really tricky, even if they have nothing to fight with.
Yeah. It's been 2 rounds of 2 guys surviving for OG, and that's just not, you're not building a bank off of that. So even going into this round now, where Virtus.pro, they get the bomb plant, so they really are getting a lot of money to buy with. It's going to be a fully equipped Virtus.pro going up against OG. OG are going to be the ones who have to squeak by with some FAMASs just so they can afford to get the nades. So their firepower is going to be a little lacking. It's not going to be as powerful as it could be. And you can see. So Issa is going to be the one who bites that bullet. But we'll have the AWPs in play. Mantu electing not to peek mid, and James had the angle anyway, so it's actually a good thing he did not.
And even more so the rifles. It's the lack of Molotovs on MBK and Alexi B and flashbangs. Those are really, really important grenades for the CT side Inferno. Alexi B right on the edge. Kickert gonna instantly take him down, and Valda, that's a very important kill. He might not be done yet. They're gonna try and smoke him away, and I don't know, Buster looked like he wasn't even looking at that. That is a bit weird, because all they need is the kill. Not even the kill. All they need is push Valda back, and at least they get a bomb plant. But now, who knows? Oh, he comes sneaking right through. He's right on the edge. Oh, but James takes him down. What a save. They would have probably both been dead. And now the game is back on here, 3-on-3. And weirdly, Sanji's having a sort of separate fight with Issa on the other side of the map. So it's just down to NBK. He's probably the only one that could do anything here.
Pretty sure Yekindar spotted Valda coming through that smoke, and so James knew it. But this is MBK now, and yeah, it's just impossible. There's too many angles for him to worry about there, and the close angle being held just snuffs him. And well, unfortunately for Issa, he is now boxed in here. The only way out is if he gets that kill on Sanji, and so he's hoping that Sanji gets impatient and pushes into him.
Kinder's going to shoot him in the back in a second, so...
Yeah, there it is.
Man.
Very well played. And that's VP on the board.
In a round that I don't even know. I don't even know how you judge any of that because... I mean, it's 4 versus 3 by the time Valda goes through the smoke. Is that the right move? I don't know. I don't want to question... it's hard to question him. Like, he's so good, right? He had a definite opportunity there to win the round in 1 kill, basically.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see just how Yakinder shapes up. Once the post plant there, you saw how he locked it down, NBK.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Yakinder is Virtus.pro's highest rated player, but not on Inferno when it comes to entries. Apparently, he struggles mightily on this map in particular. So, something to keep an eye on here going forward for Virtus.pro is whether or not Yakinder is going to be able to step up and create some opportunities for him, or if he's just going to be that guy who, once they're on the site, he's locking down the bomb site, and it becomes impossible for OG to retake. Well,
here's the real deal, though, because those the second and third round so far were so hard for OG and they lost so many rifles already, even though they've won 3 in a row, they're straight back to, well, I guess a 4-sub, but they're lacking all of the equipment that they would really like. So that is just the position that VP have carved out for themselves in the game so far. So all they needed was that 1 round. It was pretty good stuff here. Some grenades, though, landing on Buster. I guess that's nice. They have another one on Isa. And he's over here. Could, with the right timing, could do some more damage. Doesn't quite work out, but they do come charging through and nearly taking down Kicker. That was a pretty decent attempt.
Do that HE, though. Valda and Isa, their ears are still ringing after that one. And, well, NBK and Mantu, they are on the A site. It just might not be for long. All 5 of VP ready to wrap onto this bomb site. And so NBK's dropped back to pit. He is going to be at that annoying position. Mantu's going to get overwhelmed immediately. Smokes are blocking off already. Isa just gets lucky through the smoke and guns down Buster. But now they know where NBK's playing from, and he has got the angle, got the read on Sanji. Beautiful headshot. They're all so low on Virtus.pro. 2-on-2, and now a 2-on-1. It's all on Kicker. How does this even happen? What a shot, though. Catches Velda before he can get out of harm's way.
Wait, he's walking. He's right there. NBK will be able to take him down at the end. This is a mad round. Oh, man. No, if you look at the little crosses over at the minimap at the end of that round, there's like 5 people dying by library. Just a complete madness. That was very strange. A lot of weird things were happening.
And NBK was looking towards the site a half second before he comes around the corner there. So there's a world in which Kicker catches NBK looking the wrong way.
But it's actually so smart from NBK because at that point, like just before he does that, right, he's already taken a couple of shots at the people over at Library.
Yeah.
So he knows that if anyone is close, they will have got that message, right? They will have said he's you know, he's right side pit, just go, go, go. So it's very clever for him to immediately sort of expect that to happen.
Isn't that kind of thing we expect from NBK though? I mean, a real veteran like him, he should be aware of those mind games, right? He should be just a nightmare to play against.
And he should be, yeah, and maybe especially if you could put him over in pit, right? It'd be one of those positions where he should be hard to dig out of there. Right, it's fine. Listen, they've won that round, OG, and it is really good. And because they didn't have a lot going into it, they pick up some rifles. It helps them, but they're not out of the woods yet. VP can still buy. If they win this round, VP will shrug that last round right off and say, whatever, man, we're going to be fine. And OG will be back to saving, so they need to keep winning.
Oh, they absolutely do. James showing some real patience here. Controlling the angle at top mid. OG, though, they've elected to just let Virtus.pro have this portion of the map for now. They may go for the retake later, but with 45 seconds now, it's starting to get a little bit interesting. Did they have? Yeah, they're hearing they are close enough now to know that top banana, there are some bodies here. Could get that rotation coming in. AlexiB's going to peek mid, and then he hightails it over here to this bomb site. Getting back just in the nick of time. Going to be able to put some shots through this smoke. Or the flash setup, and there's the flash coming through. Valda's ready for it, and they have yet to make their way through these smokes, Virtus.pro. Somehow they have to get onto the bomb site.
Why are they slowing down so much? More people are showing up, and Valda's finding kills. Oh no, VP. It looked like maybe there was a timing window, but they just stand right at the lip of the bomb site and get picked apart. Bit of a faked attempt. I mean, James, he's doing so much damage, but they are running out of time. He's trying to throw the orb away. If that would have worked all the way, if there hadn't been another one there, if he could have thrown them both away, that would have been really cool. Again, though, you know, OG, the first 2 kills there, that round is probably going to be theirs, but they still end up losing 3 more players after the fact. So, you know, VP, it does make a difference long term here. If every time, even if they lose, they do that much damage, it's not going to be easy. But 5-1.
I think it's that flash from Alexi B coming in from CT spawn that just wrecks them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, crap. What are we doing now? In the smoke. No man's land. Well, you know what we get? It's the Russian AK. Thrown in on Buster here. He's going to have that rifle. They're going to be trying to make the play here. Virtus.pro, OG putting up a fight in Banana, and the multi-nades landing on top of a Buster. He's got nowhere to go. Kicker's going to be there to recover the AK, and James trying to draw attention to himself, trying to set up the bait.
Oh, man. I think Valda's favored in this. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe not. It's so awkward. Alexi still waiting, and that's the AK lost. And yeah, it's going to be hard to pick it up. Nice triple spray down there for Alexi B. So a moment of awkwardness, but now again, the #1 goal here is surely for OGs. Don't lose any more rifles. Make sure at least finally you can start to build just a tiny bit of a bank, because VP will be buying in the next round. So yeah, you need all these rifles. So important. 6-1. I mean, listen, 6-1. This is actually quite amazing. OG have built a bit of a lead. The only thing they haven't built so much is money, but this is a huge step in the right direction.
Yeah, what are you doing here if you're calling it on Virtus.pro's side? Last time they had the guns, it looked so good, and then they got bogged down at the very end. Do they try and change up the pace? It's so hard, though, because we're seeing the adjustments being made from OG with the nade game over in Banana. And I mean, it's a game within a game. Banana control on this map. When the nades come in, it can get real complicated. And another change coming in from OG this time. No nades going into Banana.
Oh, but a lot of grenades to second mid. Yakindar and Buster both essentially getting carpet bombed over at that little balcony. That was incredibly effective. I've seen people try a lot. Usually just does like the 20 damage or whatever, but this one was overwhelming.
That was brutal. And well, what do you do now? You're Yakinder. He's just struggling.
Yeah, he's going to have a hard time no matter what. But they do have 2 Molotovs, so you know, some sort of B execute could definitely be in store.
Well, we're seeing a revival here from NBK, which is nice.
Yes, you're right.
He's having a bit of a quiet time on Mirage, and now he's up in charge with Velda and Alexi B as well. So the firepower is here on Inferno for OG. I wonder if it's really just both of these teams preparing for one another's maps. And so we're going to get that weird situation where they just win each other's maps, and we're going into map 3, and it's going to be just a total chaos.
Madness. Well, I mean, I hope that we get that 3rd map. I really just I don't want to see OG just go out without even giving it a real shot. And I feel like they're starting to play their way into this a bit more now. And that's probably good news. 25 seconds. It's now whenever VP, if they want to make it into the bomb site. Rushing in, Buster. And I think MBK heard Buster running in, but he couldn't see him or find him at all. 18 seconds. That bomb is making its way on the site now, finally. And they are going to get the bomb plant. A little bit risky, but I think they're going to be fine. Kickered. Oh, actually forced into it. Ooh, but do you want to go for it? This is it's a very, very hard choice. They don't have that much money on OG. And retaking 3-on-3 even at this point, it's potentially quite risky, and oh no.
Oh, that's awkward.
Just pretend like you meant to do that and just walk away.
Yeah. How do you get out now? Well, that burned some valuable time off the clock, and now Velda not aware that somebody's in the corner. That is perfect. What a shot. Everybody gets a piece of the action for Virtus.pro locking down that bomb site. They even saved the AWP. Buster going to be able to pass that over to James. So a 2nd round on the board here on the T side for Virtus.pro. 2-6 trailing behind OG. And well, yeah, this is worst case scenario now for OG. Although I got to give it to Alexi B. That is a really cool wall bang that he put through. Look at that.
Yeah, that worked out.
Just get wrecked.
Like, I know how this works. This was I think a textbook example of why having people folded all the way into the A bomb site, because they had Manto over the arch, but the other 2 people, MBK and whoever, Isa, I guess, were both, you know, being pushed onto the A side itself. And that means as soon as Buster clears the corner of arch and can wrap around, they're so screwed. They're just getting attacked from every angle. Like, there's no way for them to really do much of anything there. So you can hold that position sometimes, but I generally think that it can be really tricky. Whereas if you have someone down in pit, let's say, or even in the graveyard, right, you you sort of fan out the angle that they have to check, right? Like they can't just all turn around and focus on the A side, even if there's a smoke up or whatever. Like it's good for the T side if they don't ever have to look behind them and just can you know, once they're in, that they can just keep looking at the site, which they definitely could in that round. So there's something there as well. 6-2, sort of a buy on OG. I mean, again, they almost have takeoff. Like they're almost at a point where this works. That is a nice flashbang, a nice timing to take down Yakinda, and they're going to try and make it back around the corner before anyone can catch them. But yeah, like they're almost at the point where they can actually take over this first half. All they need is the money, and they just can't quite get it. And the scary thing is that is actually what means that even 6-2, it can instantly turn around to like 6-5, 6-4, something like that for VP, and then suddenly, like, they don't care anymore. It's just fine. It's so close. Oh. They're still going for it. They heard that AWP go off, but they're still pushing it. And that might have been a little bit of a mistake. Valda with 2 big kills on the Deagle. And Jame in a 1 versus 5. I actually... Maybe they didn't know that was not the strongest round, but I feel like once you heard the AWP going off there, maybe you don't want to try and push that bomb side unless you think it's just a solo AWP, but...
It's time to reconsider. That may be exactly what they thought, though, right?
Could be, yeah.
You know, they've stacked 4A, but they're just anchoring with the AWP here, and we can rush this AWP down, right? Maybe it takes one of us, but we get the rest.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that is not how it played out for Virtus.pro at all this round. I mean, if you can save the AWP here, James is going to be, I mean, good. He can drop an AK next round. There isn't any money at all on Yakinder and Sanji, though. So if there is going to be a buy for Virtus.pro, it's going to be a tough one. Down to 1 second, the clock is going to tick over, and James will save the AWP for the next one. So, well, OG couldn't have asked for a better way to redeem themselves. Look at that. All 5 players survived for OG. This is just that fresh injection into their economy. And, well, they just got obliterated.
Man, that shot from Mantu as well, that was actually not easy at all. Yeah, that is, you're absolutely right. Redemption, at least for the minute here, 7-2 in favor of OG. And I don't know, I'm sure many OG fans looking at Inferno might have been thinking, oh man, this could be a 2-0. That is looking less and less likely at the minute, but still in the first half, of course. Let's see what VP could do. Kills, they're there for Jame and Sanji and kick it a little bit, but it's not nearly as overwhelming. Nice hunt, and now, as it always is, once you get that kill, you just need to try and find a way back, and they did.
I'm really liking these adjustments in the banana play coming in from OG. I mean, it's so common now to see the guy who has to take point in banana on T side almost constantly wind up in this little nook here. And so teams are starting to, I mean, we saw the double nades earlier. Now it's going to be the aggression. Buster going to get his head taken off by Valda. Yakinder's going to find NBK, though, and that's over on the A side. It is all down to Issa now alone. He's been very quiet so far this first half. A single kill. Let's see if he can double that already. Yep, sure enough.
Stepping it up there, looking for the spray. Oh, they lined it up. They gifted him that beautiful triple kill. And that was, but I forgot to say, I was about to say, Issa, man, why are you out in the open taking that fight? But maybe that is also just him trying to say, you know what, I need to play my way into this a little bit, so fair play. By the way, Buster must have been so upset when he got killed by Valak, because he was checking for him the whole time, and it's like in the last possible millisecond, he convinced himself that he had fallen back into the site. He was like, oh, never mind, and then he was right there.
Boom.
No bomb plant, 6-round lead, more people staying alive here for OG. I mean, now it's not just, you know, a little bit of a trend. Now they're looking a lot stronger than they were earlier here. This is pretty impressive.
Well, these are the turntables turning, aren't they? I mean, if you're Virtus.pro now, you've got to be thinking, well, this is what we were doing to OG on Mirage, and that was their map pick. What's going on here? And OG, I mean, clearly making the adjustments.
I'm hoping what happened is between the first and the second map, I don't know, they're not all sat together, but someone, you know, came on TeamSpeak or something and just started yelling at them, saying,
well, they have no coach OG, right? So maybe Seb?
Someone's got to do the yelling, eventually. So if they don't get it, I'll join and I'll do the yelling. It's fine. I'll do it free even, so they don't have to pay me anything for it.
Yeah, but you're too nice when it comes to yelling and all that, you know what I mean?
Listen, not what I'm watching OG play. I can do it. Like, it makes me really upset. So if they keep playing poorly, I'll do it.
Well, you may get a chance here.
Well, now there's no need for the yelling. The yelling has already worked. Oh man, too. This is dangerous, but he's lightning fast. If he didn't get that, he's just dead.
Ho ho! It is just the game. You watch, you wait. There's the bait, and well, James, with the bomb all the way back in T-spawn.
Yeah.
What are they hoping to achieve here?
More damage, more kills. Just try and. I mean, it actually is kind of smart because as long as you can keep the economy really low, all you need is a round, and suddenly you've got some sort of a basis here. Your Kindars once again managed to sneak in, but they're starting to get a little bit wise to it. Mantu calling that. He's got a triple right here, and James gonna run back and I don't know, pick up the bomb or something, and he's got 25 seconds. He could try and run for it, but it's a low percentage chance no matter what here. He will have already heard him, I think. So, yeah, James walking in, and he will go down. So 9-2. Again, no bomb plant, and 4 people staying alive for OG. Looking much, much better at the moment here.
Oh, they're looking completely revitalized here, OG. Totally different team. Nothing to do with the team that was playing on Mirage. And, I mean, Virtus.pro, the same could be said for them. It's a mighty struggle on their side. Nobody into double digits yet, as far as kills are concerned, and just a lot of running in one after another. OG have clearly figured out how they want to handle B defense with the nade protocols and the aggression. They're really keeping Virtus.pro guessing. Look, this round, no nades. Again, so just baiting VP in, letting VP feel a little bit more comfortable over here on this side of the map. And Virtus.pro, in answer to this, are going to be moving over towards A. So we'll see some action here from Mantu in a moment.
See if they come right through. Grenade is going to go down. We'll do a little bit of damage. Nice one coming in as well down there from the pit. NBK's dropped, though. A lot of trouble here for Isa, but he's out of the pit. He nearly gets the double spray down, and that might have just saved the bomb side, but instead, I don't know, yeah, Mantu, it's almost like he needed a random shot to even make that slightly feasible. Instead, they're going to be backing off, and I don't blame them here. I don't think it's worth it, so that was a very, very quick execute from VP once they took that top mid position. Very often what you'll see instead is that the T-side will take top mid, and then they'll go back and check banana and make sure no one's there, and then they'll make up their minds. But this was clearly planned out, and it worked really well. So, 3rd round, finally on the board now for the VP side. You love Alexibi to come and throw a grenade into the corner, Dozier style, but is it? Oh, it's not going to do it. And yeah, 3rd round. The area, strangely, this can still be salvaged from VP. If they win just a couple more here, at least it's still in contention. This was a miss. Very, very nearly he's just saving the day, or at least making it feasible for the rest of his team to show up.
He's just thinking, oh, finally some action over here.
Yeah.
It's been nothing but B all first half, it feels like. Isa's just been kind of chilling out, and he's finally able to get some kills on the board, so he's going to be feeling happy about that one. Velda, once again going for the setup, but it's Mantu and Alexi P working together. And actually, they're just going to go ahead and leave Mantu alone to lock down this B site, and putting 4 players on A early. OG just pulling all the stops out here. 3 players on the crossfire, and they better hope that they turn away from these flashes in time. They will, and BK trades it 1 for 1. Velda's going to find it, and through the smoke, the 3rd man making the difference. Velda just coming up with the kills.
That's really, really important. Oh, burning a little bit to that. 2-on-2, though. And with Sanji that low on health, and even James, I think, did he take some fire damage? He looks like he's almost about to burn. But still, a 2-on-2. Let's see what Sanji could do. A headshot here would do it. Velda walking right in, and he's going to go down. That's it. It's a little bit of Molotov damage that he took earlier was enough to make that a one-shot kill. Otherwise, it would have at least been, 2 bullets to do it. Mantu sneaking in, and now it is Orb versus Orb. Jame versus Mantu. He's actually going to switch it out to an AK, so trying to see if he can maybe play the odds a little bit there. Smoke and then flash, and the bomb is only just down, so he's going to have a little bit of time here. He's got the kit and everything running right through, looking for Jame, and he's actually hiding smartly behind the box. I think he could see him. Yes, he can. Jame just standing up. What a champion. Just hide and seek at the end there.
Oh, man, making it happen. Jame keeps his cool. That's such a shame that the double bluff didn't work there, but this setup for OG, they were ready. They were ready for Virtus.pro to push top mid, and it still wasn't enough. Unfortunately for Velda, because he moved so quick through T-spawn, or rather through top of mid, through T. Yeah, they were just ready for that rotation, Virtus.pro, and he just did not get anything out of it. And so now we go into it, the 14th round of this first half, OG in the lead 9-4 on CT, and calling their third tactical timeout with just enough money, well, just enough money to go for the buy. So they're going to force it. And so you're thinking that you could have gone for a half buy in this round.
Yeah.
Going into the final round of the half and really just trying to set yourself up for success, get that double-digit 10-5. Now you're trying to play for keeps here. You're going 11. You're aiming for 11-4 if you're OG.
Man, this is going to be one of those buys that'll be judged on the outcome, which is always a bit unfair, right? Because, you know, if it doesn't work out, it's so easy to say, I shouldn't have done that. And if it does work out, I mean, what it looks to me like is this is OG trying to play themselves, like, just sort of like buff themselves up, saying, come on, man, let's keep doing this. And if that's the spirit, I appreciate it. I think that's very, very cool. MBK, he's going to swing for it. That's an important kill. And, yeah, not just going for the buy, but going aggressively and wrecking VP. So we will retroactively approve of that buy. But yeah, I really think that's them trying to actually play up their own mentality, which from the way that they've been playing some of the games here in Flashpoint, that it seems like that's what they need to do. Like whenever they go back and sort of hide in their own shells and all, it looks terrible. So I can sort of appreciate that, assuming I'm just making a lot of assumptions about what they're thinking about.
No, that's wonderful.
I do have telepathy to wake Moses up.
You are, yeah, I know you did tell them to go aggressive that round and to just hold W and never stop. And clearly that worked. 3 AKs is all VP can afford in this round. Double Deagle trying to do the best they can with their economy. And this time the double nade to T-ramp works and Jame gets pummeled down to 23 health.
It's like the longer Inferno stays in the rotation, the further back you have to be on the T side. Like eventually you just have to stay in T spawn until like the grenades rain out.
But they're so unpredictable, OG. That's what I'm really liking. I mean, OG, dude, their CT side. I'm really liking this. Not every round are they throwing nades. They're not. There's no pattern for Virtus.pro to play off of here. So finally, those nades work out. Virtus.pro get punished. And while they're chilling in mid right now, Virtus.pro waiting to see if it's going to be any kind of aggression coming out from OG and Banana now. Plenty of nades on Virtus.pro at least, so they have that going for them. Could have enough for a full execute onto B, and it's looking like that's going to be the name of the game here.
Yeah, but Mantu putting that up, they're not going to respect it. Instantly through. He's called in some backup, but even the backup doesn't have any more grenades, so it's just going to be down to the spray. Nice kill. And jumping over the bullets from Valda. That works out very well. Retake is going to be on 4-on-4. And inside of the smoke hiding Yakina. He's got nothing but tricks, but oh, Valda stopping the bomb from going down. That is a big play. Now the smoke is fading, and they can't get rid of Yakinda. He gets one more through the smoke. He just took down 3 players in a very, very short amount of time and might have given a 5th round here to VP.
This is absolutely possible for NBK, though. If he can spot the man second oranges. Oh, the bait! Beautiful shots. And now it's NBK 1 versus 1, and he doesn't get the headshot. Kickert, he's going to catch him. But that was so sick from NBK.
Yes.
Wall bangs into second oranges, forces the man into the open. That was so cool. Unfortunately, that did not work out. Still, OG make it to double digits on their CT side. Phenomenal work for them in the first half, but it's going to be a break before we get into the second and we see what Virtus.pro are capable of. Can they run it back?
the second half. It's going to be on Inferno, of course, second map, and it is OG versus VP. So far, 10-5 in favor of OG. That's pretty impressive, Summer. I mean, I was expecting that. I was actually thinking it was going to be much worse for OG.
I thought so too. I thought that they were just going to get pummeled, especially the body language coming out of Mirage is what I was talking about, where they just look utterly defeated. You know, it's a lot of face palming and just not what you want to see from a team even after a loss in a best of 3. Because yeah, you lost the first map. It's still a second map, right?
Yeah.
Just forget the first map happened and you get to work. Well, OG have certainly shown up on Inferno. They're looking excellent. And while Yumi, again, coming through with the stats during the downtime there, saying that this is Virtus.pro. I mean, this is pretty much their map, and they're on a 10-map win streak on Inferno right now.
Really?
So it's just, they're clearly, I think that's probably why it's such a shock for us to see how they just got pummeled in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, this is supposed to be their map and that they're feeling right now.
I think, I mean, if you had to say anything, I think in favor of VP, you'd have to say that at least the first 5 or 6 rounds, they really made it close, like almost every round. You know, it's just barely OG getting out of those rounds. So if some of those rounds flip in favor of VP, maybe this does look, you know, a little bit more even. But the way that it's been set up now, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for VP to fight their way back. It's not at all impossible, but definitely, you know, just a little bit of a fight to try and get back in there.
Well, you know what?
What?
We can take advantage of this downtime. Yakinder is actually restarting his router right now, so that's why we have a little bit of a technical timeout. That's why you guys are looking at us here. You know also what else you can look at, though, is that follow and subscribe button for the stream. Make sure you hit it here for the Flashpoint matches. I know you guys are following HLTV. You guys are on the social as well, but if you don't want to miss a match, be sure to hit the follow buttons. You guys will know when we're live. We still got 2 more weeks worth of tournament coming at you, so lots of matches, Elite CS. You don't want to miss it, so be sure to hit the follow button.
Yeah, definitely. I think this. I hope, because I feel like this game was, despite it was being brought down by OG looking a bit confused in the first one. I think GP were looking amazing in that one. So I think if both teams could catch up to each other a little bit here, it could be just what we need at the moment. We'll see. 16th round, second half is coming up, and for VP, surely it's going to be important to try and win this one. Don't always, you know, ascribe too much value to pistol rounds these days, but when you're down like this and you know, the map really isn't working out the way that you would have been anticipating, it would be a good way to get started. And they've gone for the 4-1 setup, which is just fine. People do this all the time. But the only thing that's a bit annoying, I guess, is that Buster is alone in B and he's got none of the grenades. So they've really made, like, they've tripled down on that A defense. They're saying, if they come here, we're going to have 4 people, we're going to have smokes and molotovs and everything.
It's going to be awesome.
Maybe it will be.
And if they don't, well, less awesome. Then you're hoping for a retake or some weird stuff. Or maybe Buster just, you know, shoots 3 guys from OG in the head and your life gets really easy.
Don't think it's even going to get close to that. It's going to be the straight explosion out. So now it's down. I think the only thing now is Alexi's flashbangs. That is the only thing that could save OG right now. At least one of them has to be God tier, or they are just going to get ripped apart jumping out of this apartment. So 40 seconds, ready and waiting for it. James, one of the potential victims. He's going to stand right up into the flashbang. Instantly putting down a smoke there in pit. NBK with the kill, Sanji with the return, and they are trading at least for a moment here. 28 seconds left, but inside of the bomb site, still Sanji is fighting. Oh, Mantu taking him down, and somehow OG find a way through. 20 seconds, and they're checking everything. They want to make sure that there's not, you know, somehow a 5th player in here sneaking on in. Buster, he really wanted to do it. Oh, man, he was on a secret mission, Semler. He was ready to try and do that.
And he looked like he was going to pull it off as well. That position works for Alexi B. He gets that kill, and they collect the pistol round, but that is just soul grinding for James. The entire time he's playing peekaboo right there from Graveyard.
Yes.
Just, you know, peeking up, and then he's still down, you know, just waiting for that flash. And, of course, the second that he peeks up, full flash. Can't do anything.
So that was
just terrible.
James was the first victim of the flashbang. The second victim was that guy playing over by Little Pit that I'm not sure, or Library, I'm not sure who that was, but so the flashbangs definitely did something. And again, it's much harder than it seems to actually get those working right, I've noticed, even though you feel like, no, but they're, you know, there's so many, especially when you got 4 people that you have to flash probably at least 2 out of 4, maybe 3 if you things are working out really well. Close range, Sanji nearly a double. Kicker going to try and see if he can fall back again. They're going to chase him. Nice mid-air shot, and Mantu probably should have been dead. Well, he will be anyway. James, for a minute, looked like he shot his own grenade, Unreal style, but didn't work out.
Not this time. That was still sick. I thought he just got it with the 5-7. Didn't
Yeah.
even notice the nade. Still, man advantage going into the retake now for Virtus.pro. No firepower really, but the 5-7s and a deagle. They have a smoke as well. If they can get onto the bomb, that's going to be fun. But Velda and Alexi B, you're going to have to get through these guys first. And Velda's going to decide to take the fight to him. Buster caught with the nade in his hand. And so 2-on-2. Yakinder coming out from the balcony. Jame working his way up short. And this is all falling apart. Oh, nice try. But Velda's going to win out. 12-5. 12-5, Anders. And that was a force buy from Virtus.pro. So they do not have any money. And it is looking like OG are setting themselves up for success on Inferno.
Yeah, it really does. Bit scary, obviously, running into the double deal up there at the balcony at the beginning, but they make it work just fine anyway. So, yeah, huge lead coming into this one. Some more deagles are being picked up here from VP, so they want to give themselves, I guess, 3 tickets to this round to try and see if they could do some real damage. Yakinder already out there. Yeah, he's dead. Fair play. Oh. Did he spot him? Did you see? Well, doesn't even matter. He's not impressed by the deagle. And it will be 3 versus 5 here. Kick it now the next to show up in middle with one of the few deagles that is left. They're not really getting it done, are they? In fact, it's just OG forcing their way through the map now.
What the Sam hell is going on here, Anders?
There's a bit of a turnaround, isn't it?
I mean, OG are looking like a completely different team. Completely and utterly different. This OG has nothing to do with the OG that was here on Mirage in the first map of this series.
I realize it's not a sophisticated theory or anything, but I still think yelling is the...
All right, so just, if things aren't going well, just yell a bunch. And that works. That's how this works.
I certainly think so.
Well, I mean...
We should ask them later.
More of that. More of that. Because clearly it's working for OG. 13-5. Phenomenal lead here for OG. And really setting themselves up. If Virtus.pro lose this round, it's going to be so difficult for them to stay in this Inferno. And, well, that'll be OG breaking the win streak for Virtus.pro. 10 rounds, or 10 maps in a row for Virtus.pro on Inferno. 10 wins in a row. Yes.
Not quite the time for VP to be losing that. Again, even though I think Dust 2 is probably going to be a pretty good map for VP no matter what. So I wouldn't really despair completely if I was on the VP side either. But why give them the opportunity? Plus, once you're working on a 10 map, win streak, you keep going, right?
Naturally. It never stops. It's not until you get into the 20s that it's impressive.
Yeah, I guess we do have some pretty ridiculous records these days, don't we? So, got to keep it going. Well, they got the org out on Sanji this time, not on Yakinder, even though he did use it on Mirage. And wow, Valda actually finding Yakinder, trying to get aggressive, and Valda also had the bomb. He still has the bomb. This is really weird. He's gonna win the fight against Buster, and that's the B-bomb set straight open. Jame goes down. What an awkward and weird round. I'm so worried about the fact that Valda was just fighting on his own with the bomber that whole time, because if he goes down, not that they can't recover the bomb, but just that would make it so strange. 2-on-2 all of a sudden.
Oh, this is so weird. This deep smoke as well.
Yeah.
Flash through. That's just utter annihilation waiting for you on the other side of that smoke. Kicker getting sprayed as well, and Kicker just going to be backing off. Oh, was the AWP killed over here?
Yeah, Jame went down on this corner. So
yeah, there it is. Okay.
So you can pick that one up at the very least, but the problem is, again, I mean, you can't even really celebrate that, can you? It's going to be 14-5. They just had their money wiped again, except for the AWP, so they are in a lot of trouble. Yeah.
Joker.
It's a real issue, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not. It is not definitely not looking fantastic here for Virtus.pro. OG right now are in the process of declawing this bear.
Valda's got 24 kills.
Yeah.
In 19 rounds. That's pretty good.
I mean, there should be more focus on Valda. There's a lot of talk of Montu, obviously, and for good reason. I mean, Montu, a lot of the time he's coming up aces for OG. But Velda on Mirage, on Mirage he was hitting shots. He was into 20 frags there. And well, here on Inferno, more of the same. So Velda clearly Mr. Consistent right now for OG in this series. What a shot though from Jame. Lightning fast drops Issa, and that is exactly what VP needed of their opper.
pure out confidence from James. Just knows, just has it on his spine, doesn't he? Knows exactly how to do that. Pretty cool stuff. All right, swinging to just check and see if there's anyone who'd pushed past that point at top banana. Yakinda's out there with an MP9, and he's got behind him Buster, who's got no more flashbangs though, which is not a completely devastating. But now they're showing up with James instead. So you have to assume that maybe one or even both are going to fall back and leave James here. Or are they going to have all three people here? That would be certainly a risk.
Well, there's the trade. James managing to chime in. Still 2 players alive in banana for OG. And that was key. NBK catching out Sanji on the lurk. Little do they know, Kickert is still alive on A in the pit. And so they can't fully commit just yet. OG, what they've done is they've just slowed it down to allow for Virtus.pro to start thinking things through and, well, rotating players across the map, spreading their defenses out. Because as they spread out, OG's advantage grows. In a tied situation like this, 3 versus 3, it's always going to favor the T side.
Yeah, here's the grenade, and yeah, they're going to go back towards the A bomb site. It's tricky because they still need to find Kicker down in the pit, and it's very hard to do that when he's just not even showing himself. Going to be a bit of a Molotov to try and force him out. That's a good start. Actually does burn. Well, he's still on fire. He's going to burn alive. Oh, no. How could he not have realized? 8 seconds, but the bomb is going to be planted, and all of a sudden, there's a chance. This is out of control.
That was bravery, Anders. He just had to get, he knew what he had to do.
Well, fine line between that and stupidity, isn't there?
Yeah.
LXCB waiting at the barrels here. He's going to see the shadow. If they were to turn this corner, he just notices. Buster walks right into the headshot, and James, well, just time to walk away.
Again.
Wow.
Time. That 15. Was, oh, man, it's hard to criticize, though, because, I mean, you're probably dead, and he's probably just hoping for a second guy, right? Like, if I can just do as much damage as possible.
I don't understand. I feel like at the very least, even just crab walk your way out of there. Just do something to escape the fire that's actually killing you. That he just sat in it for such a long time.
Well,
I can't believe it.
If Virtus.pro get less than 8 rounds on this map, it'll be the worst loss on Inferno that they've had since Yakinder joined the roster. So, well, Virtus.pro right now are staring down the barrel of a disaster.
Yeah, not just cracking their win streak, but also a horrible loss, and also a third map. OG are going to be, you have to assume, fired up. Dust 2 is 1 round away here for OG. They have every chance of doing this. Some counter grenades coming out. Looks like they're going to be right on top. That's not bad. Valda getting cooled down a bit. Yakinda's pushing up, but there are a lot of people on the other side. So, oh no, they've actually traded places. Surely Yakinda, he's dead in a second. And that leaves Buster alone.
That's just full-on heart attack there for Yakinder.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, what? How did I die? That is a thing. That just happened. And so 3 players in banana for OG, hoping to spot somebody. Not going to happen. Bomb is going to need to get recovered so that OG can be versatile here. But Issa was worried for a second there about peeking into James with that AWP. James has shown just how quick he can be with the sniper. But for now, Virtus.pro, they remain fixated. And of course, as I say that, Sanji starts to second guess a little bit, and he's thinking of heading over towards B. Bomb is going to get picked up, and this is looking like it's going to wind up on the B site. Smoke gets put down at 40 seconds, but if they wait right outside of it...
Yeah, but there's more smokes. There's smoke and a Molotov. There's Sanji, yeah. So much here. They shouldn't really be able to break through this one, OG. And even when you hear that smoke going down, just there, almost like you just say, well, whatever, like, let's just flash our way through and go. Because waiting until that's gone, it's just going to be so little time left. Surprised that more people from VP aren't rotating over at the minute. Still just 2 people here. Sanji, one of them with the MP9, but it's really Buster back here on that M4A1. That's going to be the main defense. And with 7 seconds getting that kill and the follow-up, that means it's definitely going to be their round. So VP finding a 6th and putting, I don't know. So just, you know, a tiny bit of duct tape on the dam that's breaking in front of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just spitting in OG's eye at that point, right? You're not going down without a fight. You're not going to let them, you know what, Anders? This is not going to be your worst loss on Inferno since Yakinder joined. That's what's going to happen here, right?
Yeah.
You're just going to keep fighting round for round. And, well, OG, they will have the money to full buy, but it is scraping a bit of the bottom of the barrel for them. Not a whole lot left in the bank, and so they're going to have to get it done here while they skimp. Kicker already in Boiler. Little does he know, well, he actually does. And Alexi Beast is going to go charging right on past. They were ready for him, though. The crossfire is here and through the smoke. Sanji sprays, but it's Jame finding the kills. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah, nice defense there. It looked like, when we made the change of pace there, it looked like it could have worked out, but not this time. Oh, a bit of a fight. That's very clever. Still a 1-on-3 now for Valda. Yeah, he can set up that smoke, but there's a long, long way back into this round, isn't there? He's really trying to guess what the next move is. And again, if they're smart, they just set up for the retake. I mean, even if they get... Yeah, it would suck if you got the bomb plant, but it wouldn't be that bad. It's going to be Yukindar right in with a kill. There was a flashbang somewhere. I don't think it actually hit him. But they didn't pick up the AWP.
Didn't save the AWP, but that's and they don't have the money for it either.
Yeah.
And that is problematic for Virtus.pro.
Where did the AWP go? It was just too far away.
It's looking like...
Okay.
Well, that's going to prompt the save round coming in here from OG. Tech 9s and P250s, some nades as well. Let's see if they decide to turn on the pace, and it's looking like straight up banana. No fear, only dreams as the molly gets canceled out by that smoke. Beautiful nades go sailing in behind sandbags. Yakinder's out of it, and OG just looking to power through this defense. Buster's only going to get one.
That worked so incredibly well. They're going to pick up the rifles behind it. They will lose Valda before the bomb is down. They have a single smoke there on OG to try and hold this back. I mean, they did lose Mirage on a very awful round. If they could win Inferno on a similarly, terrible buy, at least there would be some justice, I suppose. He's hiding in here with the 1M4. Joined as well by Mantu, and inside of the bomb site is NBK. And they're just on the edge of the smoke. Are they trying to just go through it? It looks like they will just try and wrap around. A lot of damage, and James is low on health. They need to block each other there. James should be going down, and he will be down. And it looks... Oh, wow! Kickered. Double spray, and he has the kit. He's going to be straight on it, and he will have it last possible second. That is ridiculous.
Get out of here that he gets that.
I mean, again, you can't really judge them, but if they'd fallen back, that probably is just the map right there. Anyway, 15-8. 3 in a row here for VP.
Okay, and so Virtus.pro, at least it's only going to match their worst loss. It's no longer going to break the record or anything like that. I mean, it'll end the streak if VP lose. So they need 7 rounds in a row to force this to overtime and to redeem themselves and to win this series 2-0. Virtus.pro are currently up 1-0 in this best of 3, having won Mirage. And so VP, 1 round at a time in CS, that's how it goes. Yakinder, though, going to just go ahead and power through that Molotov, doing tremendous damage, drops 1 and nearly takes a second. Valda going to, punish him for hanging around too long, but Buster on the other side is going to take down Valda.
And Jame in a position that's very hard to check here. That is a nice way to set up that round. I'm actually kind of impressed that Yakinder even won the first fight, because I think he walked into 2 grenades up there, but still managed to do just a lot of damage.
He was all out of cares.
Yeah, but that's how he plays. I actually think that's one of the best things about watching him play the game is just he's so committed to whatever it is he's being told to do, even if it's even if it means almost certain death. So, all right. Now you do have a Molotov, NBK. You could, if he tries to throw it, he's just parkouring all the way up here. Can you see the helmet? Not quite yet. It's so close though, isn't it? If he makes any kind of a false move, all right, it's not going to be putting out anyone there. Yeah, they saw where that grenade came from, but they still have no idea about Sanji being in graveyard. So if Sanji stands up, it should be an instant kill, and it will be. I love everything about this from OG, but yeah, they were 2 men down, so it's going to be hard no matter what. So, 9-15.
Frickin' graveyard, man.
I mean, if you would have seen him somehow, I think if Sanji moves even a slight bit there, it's...
I kind of wish that you could just wallbang that now, though. You know what I mean? Like, make it wallbangable with M4 or AK.
Oh, yeah, the graveyard.
So that you can't just... Because it feels like it's such a powerful position to just be crouched there the entire time.
It is, but there's almost no wallbangs left for the M4 or the AK, is there? Like, that's...
No.
It's a thing of the past.
Thing of the past, once upon a time.
Oh!
Yeah, that's a clinch. And
They only have pistols, so I still think it's going to be fine. Very likely looking at 10-15 here. Very, very long road back, but of course it's doable. And I mean, again, if nothing else, they're at least accomplishing, you know, putting a little bit of a break on OG's momentum and not just allowing them to cruise into that third map completely victorious and just loving it. James 20 and 16. And Sanji actually, so it's sort of a little bit quietly. 17 and 18 is pretty good. Again, you have to assume that it's going to be about the flashbangs mostly if they want to try and make it out. It seems like they've sort of changed their minds a bit, but you could do some damage here. Again, now it's 4 people though. Rotating a 4th man in. It should be no problem for VP to hold this.
it should. Should. We'll see. AKs aren't necessarily the best at holding all-out chaos scenarios. Some clean shots here from Virtus.pro, obviously possible. Smoke goes down, and now it's all on Kicker. Time to shine, and he gets his head immediately ripped off by Issa. Crossfire is still here on this site itself, but with 13 seconds left, OG now have to make the play. They have to get in here and swarm. Buster going to find the first, Sanji's going to get the second. Velda's here, and they are going to do it. Velda with 2 big kills. 3 players still alive here for OG as the bomb gets planted, and both players for Virtus.pro are tagged up. This is nightmare fuel now for Virtus.pro.
Yes, it is. I'm not even sure why they wanted to go for that spray through the smoke. I mean, Jame almost got killed. They could have both been wiped out. Smoke up, flash around the corner. They are so low on health. Yakindar tries to come through, but they win the round in spite of attacking a 4-man stack with pistols. 16 to 9, and we will go to a third map, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be on Dust 2 to decide this one. And I don't quite know how this is going to be turning out. I mean, it's anybody's guess at this point in time. Both teams certainly should be fairly warmed up at this point in time. Man, what a match. Third map is going to be coming up after the break.
No, we thought it may be all over for OG, but a convincing 16-9 scoreline proved us all completely wrong. OG are pushing us to a third, and it will come in the form of Dust too, as they hope to be taking the top spots in their group. Gentlemen, I think we have to admit, this wasn't exactly the map we expected OG to be making this redemption story on. So where did you see the main changes coming off, you know, a slow start on that Mirage into Inferno here?
I don't think either of these maps have been what we expected. I've predicted the wrong way on each one, so I probably look like a bit of an idiot so far, but particularly on that first half, I actually think this scoreline doesn't represent the game so well. I do think this is actually a really close game, especially on that first half. The first 5 or so rounds were absolutely on a knife edge economically, and if even one of those goes the way of VP, this could be a very different map going into the late stage of the half. The thing about Inferno is the map of team fundamentals. So that's what Inferno is all about. It's such a simple map. It's all about the comms, the mid-rounding, the team play, and the late executes. And this is a game where we saw that VP does not have perfect fundamentals, particularly in late round scenarios. And in this game, I think OG looked like the better team, and potentially that's not what we expected coming into this one.
Yeah, and it's an interesting point as well, because, you know, whenever we speak to OG, it's always issues with their comms. So I'd be interested to hear after this, you know, whether that was something that they were rectifying coming into this second map. Interested to hear your thoughts on this as well, Hawker. Were there any particular changes you saw coming in for OG on this? I know you had a few thoughts, you know, in our pre-game segment when we were sort of speculating what would happen on this map.
Yeah, I was saying that I think those banana fights are going to be the most important thing. VP are a team on Inferno. I think like Alan said, normally Inferno comes down to fundamentals, but the way VP seem to be winning a lot of their Infernos were just steamrolling banana in a bunch of rounds and taking the B site. And I think that's why I pointed out, it's so important to me that Valda has a good game on B. I pointed out in the pregame, this is one of the maps where he does have the stats to back up him being a star player on this squad. He was the highest rated player on this map coming into this one for OG. It showed up on the server. Him versus Buster on Banana. There was such a huge discrepancy in terms of kills there. It really made a huge difference in this game. And eventually VP did start to adapt. They started to not go for Banana. They started to go back to the A site where they did find more success. It just came too late in the half for them.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, just touching upon the scorelines for this from Buster versus Valda. Obviously topping the scoreboard there for OG with 31 frags, 117 ADR. Buster way below at the bottom with just 12 frags, 57 ADR for him. So it's interesting that we picked these two, Alan, to be comparing coming into this. I feel like Valda, you know, as Hawker was saying, very instrumental in terms of OG's success.
Oh, he certainly was. He had so many massive rounds on the CT side on that B side. From the Buster perspective, Buster is everything actually for VP on the T side. He's so good at playing around Banana. And in this game, he got shut down so much. It just felt like in this one, for the B side, for OG on CT, they were playing so passive with their nades, and they were using, most people call them the retake nades, where you retake top banana control, and they're really kind of disrupting what VP wanted to go. VP loved doing the contact plays, loved doing the pops onto B, and they just couldn't get in there. They just couldn't actually get up to the point of going for those hits because they were losing top banana control so much. So I think OG, they probably watch, there's so many games they can watch of VP on Inferno. So they probably watch the games, they saw they love grouping B, they love the contact plays, they love all of that. Let's sit back early, save our nades, and take that away from them, disrupt them in the mid-round, and cause them some issues.
Another trend that you were picking up on was that lack of success in those anti-ecos. It's been something that we've seen kind of plaguing the side for a while now. Was that something you saw sort of rearing its ugly head again here?
Certainly, for when I came into this tournament prepping on VP, that was probably one of the standouts actually, was how weak they were versus ecos, particularly on T side. It just feels like they get a bit too individual. The players get out ahead of their teammates. There's no trading. Maybe they get a bit too loose. I've coached plenty of teams where players, when they know it's eco, they just get a bit aggressive. They get too far forward, and they don't really play as a team. But when you're calling anti-ecos, particularly on T side, you need to group and you need to use your nades. Your nades is the #1 advantage when you're playing into pistols. It's not the guns, it's the nades. You need to work together, molly out all the close angles, and just group up and exec onto a site. And I didn't see that from VP in this game. Haven't seen it so much in previous games. And hopefully, moving forward, they can clean that up, because for a team like VP, where in so many of the aspects of the game they're so good, they just can't be making mistakes like this. It's just such a simple thing to fix. I really hope they fix it, because in this game, it really cost them in that first half when the economy is on the edge. If they just win some more anti-ecos, it might have been a really different game.
Yeah, and of course, before we do move on, I believe you had a particular round that you wanted to be breaking down. What is it, Alan?
So this round is going to be a late long wrap coming out from Virtus.pro. So here we have them taking brackets control. In a moment, what we're going to throw here is the B split smoke. Now, what this B split smoke does is forces the third A player to commit either to the site or this side to the arch. What we saw on this round is they did everything right. They let that one player cross arch without using enough nades. So even though Virtus.pro won this round, we can see this is some of their issues. they're so close to being a really good team. They had everything right in that round. They used the B split smoke, they forced the wrong rotate, they went into a long ramp, they isolated 2 players on the site, they left a gap open. And on that round, if the player in Mantu had rotated into the site and the B rotate had picked up Arch, and they lose a kill there, they definitely lose that round. So even though they won that round, you can see where the flaws are for Virtus.pro. And what we're talking about with the team fundamentals, that is a team fundamental. That is comms, that is saying, let's put the nades down on Arch and Library, let's make it super clean, and we just didn't see that so much there from Virtus.pro.
It is indeed. And of course, we will be moving on to our third and final deciding map. We didn't know whether we were going to be getting here, but we will. It's going to be Dust 2. So from your perspective, Hawker, what are we going to be looking at from Virtus.pro coming into this one, first of all?
So in terms of, again, the map stats, looking straight at those, this is James' best map in terms of his ratings. He's dropping a 1.28 rating on average on Dust 2. He's been finding a lot of comfort here. I still find it strange at times how he plays, especially on CT side. I feel like a lot of the times he's playing on the A bomb site. I don't know if you can have as much impact there, especially against a team like OG. If they're going to have fast cap plays, for example, if you get trapped on that A site with the AWP, you're going to have a really tough time. The other thing that concerns me as well is that if James is always going to be playing on the A side of the map, that could potentially open up some mid to B splits. I think a lot of times VP don't really have a player fully focused on that mid position. So I think there's a lot of options actually for OG. If they've done their homework here, which I think they did do for Inferno, I really think they've got good chances at trying to get some counter strats in.
Yeah, and with Dust 2, we've already seen actually OG pick into Dust 2 versus Genji in that first series. Now, in this game, they had a good variety of openings, they had a good variety of defaults. The problem was when it went late round, when it went more complicated, they had more issues. And that's kind of a clear indication they don't have so much practice on the map. When you have some good early options, but the team plays in there, the comms in there, perhaps even the mid-rounding again from Lex be a topic we've spoken about so much with this team. Dust 2 tends to be a fairly easy map actually to mid-round, but particularly in that game, they maybe had some issues. So hopefully in this one, we can see that changing a little bit.
Yeah, let's touch upon that game a little bit more. As you said, Alan, of course, this was actually the map that we saw OG picking out. So from your perspective coming into this one, is there anything key that, we're going to need to, be seeing changed coming into this if they hope to be taking the top of their group?
On the OG side of things, I just think when I watch their Dust 2 in personally, I find that they actually go for B plays on the T side much more than a lot of other teams. And those can be risky sometimes. If you don't get quickly onto the B site, you can have a lot of problems with that. I also think for OG, something I'm looking at is their B site hold on the CT side. They have MBK and Issa holding that B site. Normally, Issa's that rotator between mid and B on the CT side for OG. And sometimes I think he can get caught out in the open. He can get caught with poor decision making. That's something that could be very exploitable on the OG side. So I think, honestly, for both teams, if they've done their homework here, there are things they could potentially maybe exploit from their opponents. And I honestly think it might come down to who's got the better game plan coming into this final map.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point as well. And coming into this, we didn't necessarily expect this to be going to the full 3 maps after seeing that first map scoreline. It's been a complete reversal of exactly what we expected coming into this one. So how are you seeing this playing out? Now that we've seen each team taking one another's map picks, who are you favouring? Put Pinnacle predictions aside for this one.
I have no idea. I have actually no idea going into this third. I have a feeling this third map is actually going to be a story of who has the worst CT side on Dust 2, because I think they are both pretty weak on the CT side of Dust 2. From the VP perspective, we talked about it a bit in this one, their fundamentals aren't always perfect. I think they've been a lot better at this tournament so far, but we haven't seen them so much on Dust 2. And on CT side, Dust 2, you can get punished big time for having bad rotates, because the T side, they get mid control, they can cut off the B rotator moving, same with the A rotator, they can't get across. So if they're having issues there, they could have problems. From the OG side, I think they play it too standard on the CT side. Again, we talked about Mantu coming into this series when you see him super mobile. Same with James, as you talked about. CT side Dust 2, there's just not that many options. There's not many options to get information. There's not many options to get mid-round picks. Your only real options are your AWPer. And when you see Mantu on the move, same with James when he's on the CT side, when you see both of them on the move, as I said, whoever comes out with the best CT side, I think, will win this game.
Well, a lot of questions coming into this one. It will be going the full distance as we are heading to Dust 2. And the wonderful Anderson Semler will be joining us along for the ride. Gentlemen, take it away.
Oh, you hear that, Anders? We're wonderful. Not as wonderful as you, Freya. Thank you. Let's get into it.
We do try.
We do try.
I think this is going to be really interesting. I look forward to that. I definitely agree with what Alan was saying about having a good CT side. I think that is going to be pivotal. I think one of the things that's I think going to make a real difference is obviously how quickly could you get either James or Mantu on an AWP is the sort of the first question, and maybe secondarily, is anyone going to be able to really cool Yakindar down? Because he is such a wild player right now, and on a map like Dust 2, I can almost just guarantee that he's going to be you know, an elusive player to try and keep track of and just, you know, hold back. So I'm interested how that's going to play out. Oh no, that's just through the smoke. Alexi B, first a grenade and the follow-up kill, taking down James. That's actually kind of devastating.
Yeah, that's really, really unfortunate. Perfectly timed. Alexi B starting off strong. He's going to have the read. He'll probably have watched a demo. But Velda going to be the one putting up the fight. Mantu's here as well, chiming in. Velda is gone, though, and so this will set up for the bomb plant. Virtus.pro now controlling this A site. Mantu from long catches Yakinder getting greedy. But there's Buster putting the PG-50 to work. Never mind, just done. It's worth mentioning now, after the fact. I mean, this is just going to pump those numbers up. But OG going into this pistol have like a 70% win rate on CT side pistol, Dust 2.
Yes.
Like they just owned the pistol. And, well, you know, there we go. Maybe it's like a 75% win rate now.
Definitely, yeah, and definitely increasing those numbers. This kill from Mantu is kind of nice. This next one is insane. He just saved his teammate. That would have gone the complete opposite direction. It would have been a very hard retake if they hadn't done that. So, yeah, a bunch of good kills. But I think Mantu, the second kill there is what really made the difference. So, job well done. But it's going to be that weird. No, actually, OG immediately AUG and M4, actually 3 M4s. But I was going to say otherwise, it's probably VP that have the better buy.
NBK is just shaking his head there. All right, what do I do now? I've already been tagged with the scout. I invested all this money in this fun gun with the scope. And now I got to play scared the whole time just to stay alive.
OG was just doing something very dangerous out long. They fell back immediately, and then they sort of kept hanging around in the middle of long, which seems like just a suicide mission as far as I can tell. So glad that they've gone away from that idea. Stop doing it. But sneaking up long like this is really cool for VP on the other hand.
Oh, the forward man over here, OG though. It was a battle at mid doors. Still a man on short, and yep, sure enough, Mantu's going to find one. Traded here as they push onto the site, but 2 players remain, and just putting bullets through the smoke. Senji survives with 3 health. So close, and there are no HEs, no Molotovs here for OG to make life more complicated. Another headshot, though. They're doing damage with the bullets, Anders. That's what they're throwing at these guys, and right now, Virtus.pro, they are suffering. It is so difficult for them to hold. Man advantage for OG going into the retake. Bomb planted for long, and James had to survive.
Yeah, and that was just a scout as well that he had. Mantu cleaning this up very, very nicely. Quad kill on him, plus the 2 kills in the pistol round. He's off to a very hot start here. And yeah, that was just very, very impressive. The fact that they managed to hold on to the bomb site even as much as they did, because it looked like VP were really catching them off guard there. So that's cool. Bomb plant, but man, I don't know. The way that you could justify putting together like some sort of... You can't even really do it, can you? It's so weird if they went for it. Yeah, there's going to be some Tech 9s and some half buying going on here instead for VP, but holding on to it for the minute are OG, certainly. B-Rush? Ah, they're slowing it down already, aren't they? Not committed. Oof. Against the AUG, that is going to be just impossible, isn't it? It's not even worth it anymore. It is not worth it.
All of our nades, no.
Doesn't even matter how much smokes and flashes and everything else you throw into that. You're just going to get mowed down.
Yeah, well, I mean, you still have a lurk smoke, I guess. Yakinder could try and put that one into play.
I don't know what they do here. This is...
Wait. Oh, no, he switched it. Okay, switch it with Jay.
All right.
Well, fantastic stuff. Super clean across the board here. OG, all 5 alive in the third, going into the 3rd round means a whole lot of money in the bank. And
that's huge.
This is how it was supposed to go on Mirage, where they invest heavily in the rifles, and then, they look to establish a bank, and things are, supposed to go smoothly. Well, here it's happening now for OG. Things are going according to plan on the CT side, and you can see the impact that it has on their economy. It's terrific.
Started out really well. I think now we get that interesting part where it's James on that AWP, and again, quickly in position, looking to catch someone. It's going to be a quick double nade. Oh, they're so close. It does so much damage, but they still might not be ready for it. They swing into NBK. Big triple spray down. He nearly could have had that one as well. Oh man, I thought that defense was going to get caught off guard. And Issa, I think smartly here, instead of fighting, well, he does swing through it, but still he tried to just use that Molotov and keep them back. Wow. I thought even with the double nade, that might not have been quite enough. They could have still maybe caught them, but this is so cool. What a defense. And James alone, even if Kicker somehow got a double kill, I don't even know how.
Yeah, how does Kicker get a double kill there? It's looking like two guys tried to push through the doors through that smoke, and they got punished. But okay then, OG taking risks when they don't necessarily need to.
Yeah, it's actually kind of nuts. They picked up another smoke off the ground on Issa, so they can keep smoking that for a while. They also have a Molotov on Mantu, but I don't know. I mean, you don't want to underestimate James in this position either. Oh, if it spreads, he's in trouble. Looks like he'll be fine.
It looks like, I'm sure that we have that perspective again because James was watching, but it looks like one of the HEs caught the edge of the tunnel there, that little lip. And so we didn't get the full double nade in the face damage. James again, though, 30 seconds now. And does he go for the mission? No. He's just trying to make some noise here. And he's just made up his mind that, no, okay, trying to go for the fake. Issa's not going to fall for it. Issa's now in position at the edge. James can check the corner. Oh, he sees the gun barrel, and he gets the headshot. James with the clutch for Virtus.pro. Desperately needed that, VP.
I'm going to need to see that Kicker double kill. That is a disgusting round for OG to throw away.
Let's see. Oh, that's the turret mode there from NBK.
He's inside the...
Oh, they get caught. Wow, that is so lame as well. They're getting caught on the edge of the door like that.
Yeah, but that is... I mean, everything about that was really unforgivable, wasn't it? That is not a round that you should ever be losing.
Mm-hmm. And Virtus.pro adding insult to injury, just going for the tactical timeout. Let's let them really stew on that round. On that loss that should have been a win, but that they lost. Despite the fact that they should have won it.
Yeah,
they
I know,
still lost it.
It's so shocking, isn't it? And again, like you can feel the frustration through the monitor, can't you? Because yeah, you really don't want to be giving that away. The problem that James had was that the bomb was all the way inside of the B bomb side, so he had to stick around. He had to sort of keep doing it, but it worked out in the end. And yeah, OG, if they end up losing this this best of three, you can I guarantee you that is going to be a point of conversation right there. Issa gets picked off by James, and some trouble now for OG all across the board here. Mantu in the middle, getting hunted down and shot at through the smoke, and inside of the B bomb site, it is just going to be MBK on that one MP9 alone, and I almost want to leave MBK alone even at this point. Yeah, just walk away.
Forgot which way the doors are facing.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing he could do at that point, is there? Like, no matter what he's done.
Yeah. Oh, it's unfortunate that Mantu doesn't get a shot in mid there. But you got to give it to James. That was so quick.
Yeah,
he had an instant to react on Issa, and he hits the shot. That's the kind of clutch that you need right now on Virtus.pro to start turning this around, turning it your way. And if James starts showing up in a big way, I mean, it's going to get grim for OG. It was a strong start for Mantu. 6-2 his scoreline so far.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, James can start waking up. Now that he's got an op in his hands, I mean, this is the Oppers map.
I think James has been playing very well throughout all of this. I mean, yeah, they got beat up on on Inferno, but even then he was playing pretty well. So just a very consistent player at the moment. And well, 6th round coming up, and that OG economy is taking a big dive. It's good that they saved some rifles. They're not going to have much more than that either. And we'll see. I mean, VP have got to be fired up winning that round. That's the other real issue here. Apart from turning it around and getting the actual rifles out. Just, you know, imagine losing that Inferno game and then coming in and losing the pistol. You're feeling like, oh man, this is a bit rough. But then you end up winning that 2-on-4. And that's got to feel amazing.
Well, that was nicely done there by Velda to kick things off. That long battle, which is so crucial on Dust 2. This time he comes out ahead, and he manages to take Buster out of the fight at the beginning of the round. Oh, Sanji messing up that smoke as well. Not ideal. Risky for Yakinder. Yes, he has to commit a flash to get through that angle now. Does Mantu actually manage to pull this off? Oh, what a shot from Kicker. Catches Valda out, and Sanji not going to let Alexi B lurk his way through. This is Virtus.pro revitalized and awakened. They are taking over this A site, no problem at all.
Yeah, Mantu even stuck around on that forward angle towards the catwalk I think, to try and sell the idea that he was alone. You know, like try to sell it as long as he could, but it still wasn't enough. Incredible shot coming in from the catwalk there to take down Alexibi. That was very, very smooth. So they're going to be winning a third round and tying up the scoreline. That orb is being saved round for round here on Mantu, and I mean that is actually important. That actually does make a bit of a difference here. Whatever happens, they must make sure that they don't let go of it. I even sort of want someone to be closer to him here. I mean, just in case there was some freaky shot coming through the middle to take him down. But they're going to be fine. Orb is going to be saved. VP are going to be more than fine at the moment.
But we need to start seeing Mantu have an impact with that AWP here to start turning it around for OG. Curious to see where he sets up in this round. What's his spawn like? You know, usually you can kind of get a gas. Oh, okay. Not quite. You're kind of wishing that he had the long spawn so he could just take a pot shot through that smoke. Well, let's see. Countdown's about ended, and it is going to be nearly a full buy for OG versus, of course, a fully equipped Virtus.pro. So getting into the thick of things here now as Velda takes point towards long.
Kendo's just going to go straight through. No, throws that Molotov just in case someone was going to be up close. Maybe could have caught someone. I do like the quick mid rushes sometimes if you just want to go for it. Even just with a one-man push in there, could be so incredibly effective. Alexi trying to spot the feet of anyone coming through, but not going to be quite so fortunate just yet. There's a very standard setup coming in here from the OG side, which is all right. Don't really mind it. But if they lose middle, that B-bomb side is going to be in a lot of trouble. They've actually fallen back a fair bit. Oh, all right.
Buster's been having a rough time with smoke. This past couple rounds, it's just not been pleasant for him.
No, really not.
He's not even seeing him before he's getting shot in the face.
I think they're just going to pretend and then go out the middle. I think this is all just, yeah, noise being made. Starting to see if they can make their way through. I don't think they even know in the B-bomb side. I don't think they realize yet, but they are about to get run down. And there's the smoke, right? So they did see it. Yekindar trying to run in with his back turned grenade in hand. NBK. And that is just enough time. Oh, man, he would have saved Issa there. He wanted to try and throw that smoke, and that could cost him the round.
That is pretty much it. How do you retake? Man advantage again. Oh, there's a follow-up. Mantu's going to trade at least. They don't have the money for these shenanigans, OG. Losing that third player means that they're just not going to really have a bye next round. Whereas Virtus.pro, I mean, yeah, they're fine. They'll sack a guy, no problem.
Man, what was that? Was it a flashbang or a Molotov that he wanted to throw in BK? Everything hinged on that.
Yeah, he ate that flash though.
Yeah, but he would have easily had the kill on Yekindar before he. I think it was. I want to say it's definitely like half a second where he could have had that no problems. I think that at that point in time it would have been. At the very least, Issa stays alive, and the rest have to try and go through this. Oh man,
isn't that just the way it works? Anders,
split
you know?
second. Well, that's why I was kind of wondering
CSGO.
what kind of a grenade he was really trying. Because I feel like if it was an HE grenade or something, that's almost certainly not worth it. I feel like if it was to Molotov the window, yeah, maybe you want to do that, right? But that is rough. Split second. All right, 4-3. Still got that AWP in play for a long time, and MBK's now with a scout, trying to take a bit of a challenge in the middle. VP just should try and play this round as cool as they can, because they know they have OG in a very tough position here. Like the fact that they're waiting. Mantu, sneaking in, he knows the danger, but the flick is going to be right on to take down Buster. Again, falling victim, not through the smoke at least, but...
Yeah, this time he saw who killed him.
Yeah, it's an upgrade.
Still died, but he at least got to see
Baby steps.
who did the deed. Baby steps, right? Maybe he'll get the kill next time. Whoa, what an opening there from Sanji. Velda and NBK getting into it, though, and this is going to be the all-out battle. Yekindar there to clean it up, and it's a 2-on-2 retake now for OG. Bomb is going to get planted very quickly, and Issa going for the long play.
Yeah.
This is interesting. James is going to check this angle in a moment, and he's scoped up and ready. Dude, James, he's so dialed in right now.
Yeah. I don't think Mantis should do this at all. He's got no grenades, no kit. He's got that AWP to save like 3 rounds in a row. I just don't think this is worth it. A little bit of a shot, but yeah, now it's time to back on out. That will be, what, the 5th round in a row here for VP.
Yeah.
And again, just to make things much worse, I think it's the fact that that they started this whole thing off with that 2-on-4. That is the thing that is so painful to think about.
Yeah, that's where OG just tilts into oblivion. And it's not like Virtus.pro are going to stop them from doing that either. In fact, they're going to give them a good shove.
Yeah.
Just keep going. And VP right now are just mauling OG. We're going to get this again. I mean, that was nicely done there by Mantu.
This was
Virtus.pro's answer to that is just so ruthless.
Yeah, but I mean, I actually want to give OG some credit for this round. Never mind that they don't win the 2-on-2. Like, those always, you know, there's always going to be some weird distribution of probabilities there. But the fact that they even got that round to be close is... Oh, no! Oh, no! He's down. Alexi with a very, very important kill in return. But they're going to try and push the B-bomb side. They know there's only going to be one person here. It is NBK's already out. Unless they can get another kill on that AWP. And there's one of them, at least. Alexi trying his best to save his team right now. They're coming through the smoke, and he's going to snipe away at Yakinda. Oh, God, he's trying his very hardest to carry the entire team right now through this round. What a heroic effort.
Fresh smoke going down, though, and this is still a very difficult situation for OG. As an AIDS goes in, James going to take some damage, and here it is. Buster, your time for redemption, and it's not going to be enough. He gets a single kill. Valda with the cleanup duty there, collecting 2. They save both AWPs as well. That's crucial for OG. But yeah, Alexi B, that's got to be his round. He just made all the difference. He saved his team.
That's an absolute miracle. I mean, this is just to even it out. But again, what a call from VP, just the immediate goal. They couldn't know that they would run into a triple kill by, you know, by Alexi. It's so unlikely that any of that stuff in the window would have happened. Very cool. Out long, flashed in. Valda, he's going to get a kill. I actually thought he'd be traded right away, but gets maybe a second chance. He's going to flash his way in, and actually somehow the flashbang keeps him alive for a second longer there. They're going to start to fall back, and it is just an even trade out long, which VP will be just fine with.
They will. Just look at this insanity. James pinned in the corner. Nobody there to help him. Somebody help the man. He's stuck. Asa, ruthless, gets rid of him.
He actually dragged that out, didn't he? Like,
it's just, you know, it was revenge for the past rounds, man.
Your punishment must be more severe. It's just shooting him slowly.
Oh, this is NBK though. It's his time to shine. Does the flash work out? Turns away. Gonna spot him. Oh no, he eats another one. Dude, these flash timings are so clean.
Ah, there's his real moment. Yakinda though. Oh, it's gonna be Mantu helping him out. Still, it's a good thought for MBK. I don't mind any of that really. Yeah, and again, it's a bit of a lottery when the flashbangs are going in that hard. They can still buy on the VP side. OG though have recovered a couple of rounds and you know, starting to get some sort of control back in the game. Again, I'm so I guess he was throwing a Molotov. I think Valda would have been dead almost immediately. Yeah, this is shooting him in the
shooting him in the kneecaps.
It's really rough, isn't it?
Now let's see, James again. Not gonna find the target through the mid doors this time around, and OG, they get to start around with 5 alive. That's certainly a change.
Such a chance right here, OG. If they can win this round, then VP will finally have to save, and then, like, there's going to be some breathing room. Maybe. He's Mantu right through the door to take down Kickard. That's a little bit of a start. Yakinda on the other side. If he makes the jump up here, he's very, very exposed. So let's just see. Grenade already out to soften him up. So trying to make the jump through, and he's going to get shut down by Isa. That's a very important kill. And now is where you want to see OG just take a deep breath and don't give them a chance here. Mantu's actually going to win that fight. Huge angle advantage there, but still, just you don't want to lose any more rifles. You want to make sure you don't give anything away right now.
You want to just continue to build the bank. That's what's so crucial at this point. OG, if they want to continue to pummel Virtus.pro in this first half, economy is going to be everything. Sanji catches Valda getting aggressive over at Longhouse. Bomb is dropped in mid though. OG are aware of that. And so there really isn't a whole lot that Sanji can hope to do here with 11 health and 40 seconds on the clock. That one shot at long as well, is it bait?
Yeah, I think he's saying, come fight me.
Yeah, NBK is, you know, he's like, okay, I will oblige.
Just go for it. But they are really not going to have, I mean, even saving the AK actually is sort of a reasonable proposition, so. Yeah, 6th round on the board for OG. I actually thought they weren't going to recover at all. It really looked like that just hit them so hard, the fact that they lost that earlier round and went on a 5-round losing streak. But somehow recovering. Did take Alexi B to to basically win that round over at B on his own, but it's definitely better than nothing. Man2 saving his teammate, that's pretty good. He's also really warmed up. He is 13-3 right now. So
yeah, he's been doing a lot of surviving. That op has seen many rounds.
Yeah.
But, it's a 6th round, 3 in a row now for OG. Fighting back against Virtus.pro, and Virtus.pro without a bomb plant, there's just very little room for shenanigans here. Maybe even just a straight hard eco coming in from VP. And yeah, a couple of purchases being made, but nothing outrageous. And it's just Virtus.pro, I mean, going into just the pistol round. Probably going to go ahead and have a little bit of time here to talk things over as well. Maybe time to go back out to long in this next round here from VP and just get in Velda's face. We'll see. For now, Alexi B's been holding mid with that AWP, and you can see him trying to take a little bit more of a passive position. Although, as I say that, of course, he is going to start scoping in, hunting for the kill. It's looking like another B split sort of scenario here from Virtus.pro as the bomb is waiting in upper dark. Lurk smoke thrown into B. Keeps you wondering for a second, but with that smoke used, I mean, Virtus.pro, they don't have any more utility. So now it's just, you know, about running and dying.
Running and dying, and maybe hope to bring someone down with you in the middle of the madness. They are going to maybe find an empty A bomb site. If they can find the timing here, that would actually be such a gift to just run in and put the bomb down. Man2 going to make it not quite for free, but still bomb plant should be totally doable here. Man2 just continuing on. He's going to put a Molotov on top, and that actually maybe lessens the chance that they even can get the bomb down. VP, it looked so doable just a second ago, but Man2's giving nothing away right here. He's 15-3 now. I mean, if nothing else, this is a study in the value of saving orbs, isn't it? That one orb made it through so many rounds, and it's absolutely done wonders for me. Is it the same orb? Can we check the serial number? Do we know?
I think he had to buy a new one, but I mean, yeah, he was saving for like freaking ever at the beginning there during that streak for VP. That's why he's got so few deaths.
7-5. Well, you heard it earlier on the desk. Alan was saying that potentially whoever has that best CT side could make a big difference. Right now, it's not looking bad for OG. Alexi, that was through the door. Yakinda just getting dropped. And Sanjit, he wants to sneak his way out. Valda, oh god, the timing is unbelievable, isn't it?
No way does that happen. And now we're just going to be into the full, the full standoff between these two. Who's going to get lucky with the
Sanjit,
angle?
I don't think he'll check this. It's so hard to check. He has to be worried about that. He's going to walk right into the shot. Oh, okay.
Sloppy, but still getting the job done.
I guess he did. And then repositioning so that he catches them off guard. It's a very good play. Molotov as well to force it into the fight, and Valda with a nice triple. It started out sloppy, but it ended just fine, Samler. And 8-5.
I was thinking triple op. Why not?
Triple.
Just do it.
Get all the orbs.
Just get all the options. Because the thing is, it's just you just kill them, Anders. You just shoot them. There's no need to worry about retakes if you just kill them all before they can get to the site.
The logic is solid.
Yeah.
Can't be argue with it.
Sound.
So 14th round. Again, now though the problem is they've just won 5 rounds in a row, OG, and there've been no bomb plants for VP in any of those rounds. So what a drop-off. Any bomb plants here, and they could at the very minimum, I think, buy in this round, and they could have kept going for a little bit longer, but they've really been shut down. What a strange first half. Just VP, they just take those 5 rounds and they look so good in them.
Yeah.
And OG looks so confused and just completely bewildered about what's going on. And then they're right back on track. I don't know what to make of it. But right now, they're in a position to do so much. Again, leaving Man2 over at long. Quite happy to just have him take care of that position. And we'll see. Double smoking middle flashes and all. Alexi can't see much and doesn't really connect with that. Still B defense should be good. He's actually... Oh, no. I'm not sure why he came charging through. Now it's on MBK. He's going to pick up 2 kills. This is pretty huge. If you get a third one, it's going to help out so much. Nicely done, NBK. The absolute king of the B-bomb side in this round. And he's still got a chance for the ace. He's nearly got it. He's a bullet away. Oh, and Valda will help him out at the end. That looked like pure out madness from Isa.
Dude, that is deathmatch. We've all been there, Anders. We've all been there. Back plateau, just camping, waiting for him to come in on you. See?
From MBK, that was incredible. What was Isa doing?
he was also playing deathmatch. He just he was just the guy who's running all over the place. NBK's the camper. We've met both of them. We know about we know how both of it works.
Man.
Oh man, James, how many times is he gonna get a kill through these mid doors?
As many as it will take for them to try and win this map at this point in time. Oh wow, NBK already down. They didn't want to try and continue it into a B rush this time, which they sort of did earlier. And a bit of a good start finally for VP. It's been a while. That 5-round streak, I don't think it's quite. I think the fact that OG have 9 rounds is actually incredible. Ouch.
Nice. Let's see how this actually works out now.
I mean, if they go long, Mantu is going to be weirdly caught, I think, on that lip. They're going to run into Valder out there even earlier, and they have Molotovs. If they Molotov Valder, it might be the round for them. Flashes instead, and that is so perfect. Well done, well timed, and just a perfect timing on those flashbangs. Oh no.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But just, I don't even know how that happens.
He's trying to
Regardless.
get fancy, Anders. You know, he's trying to do a kickflip, and the board got caught, and he just broke his ankle.
Well, we'll forgive him. I don't think it makes a difference. I think they would have been screwed anyway in this round. 6-9, favoring OG at the end of the half here at the third map. Very, very strange half, I have to say. I just felt like that was going to go either way, really. But in the end, OG, I think they come up with a good result. So second half is going to be coming up after the break, and we'll see who is going to be crowned the victor here at the end of this best of 3. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. All right, it's going to come down to this, the final half in this best of 3 between Virtus.pro and OG. And we're on Dust 2. Now, OG going to be on the T side, VP are going to be on the CT side. And I'm ready for more madness, like we didn't have enough of it already. I think it's going to be a wild second half, I expect.
Yeah, especially going into it now where we're going to
no.
get to see what OG have to offer on the T side. And aggression from VP is what is in store for us here. Charging top mid. 3 players ready for him, though, on the side of OG. And right now, it's all about the headshots, and Velda continues to hit him.
Yekindar bringing it back, though. Does get shot at the back of the head. Kicked is there. And just like that, it's man 2 with a P250, though. And a minute and 30 seconds, he nearly already got tapped out. But now he's got so much time. So, yeah, 1 versus 2, it's not amazing, but you can do so much with it if you just get out of a line of sight and can sort of make them guess a little bit more. It's going to be tricky. Already pushing out. Look, Kicker, I actually love this. He's so aggressive. I don't think Mantu will ever imagine that there's going to be another player coming from down here. This is so smart here. Looking to see if he can get it done. He's still in the line of sight. He's nearly getting shot in the back, and there it is.
I think he did get shot in the back. He just didn't realize it.
Yeah, he just had no idea. That is so smart from Kickard.
What a round from Virtus.pro, though, Anders.
Yeah, mental.
Like, that takes some chutzpah. Those guys, no fear, just charging up top mid on the pistol round of Dust 2. Why not?
So much of this as well. I mean, Yekindar getting those. Oh, nice. Yeah, that was so close. It's the fact that there was actually that P250 looking down the middle. They could have got chewed up, but they hugged that left wall all the way and didn't get spotted quite by Mantu. So they made their way out. 9-7 now. We'll see. No real buy here for OG except for the Deagle.
Mm-hmm. So Deagle exactly on Velda, who's been hitting shots, fair enough. Currently top fragging for OG, and he's been pretty crisp and clean. So let's see if he can do more of the same here. As VP after that pistol, well, they finally hit double digits. James has got 10 kills and 10 deaths. So whereas OG are looking a bit more comfortable. Velda is going to jiggle, peek his little heart out. But Virtus.pro will eventually give him the post-up.
Yeah, there was an attempt. Bomb is trying to make his way down. Oh, yeah, just getting pushed. All right. They were never going to give him that bomb plant. I think that's a good round out of VP. It's really solid. Important that you don't give away too much money here. And the bomb plant would have made a huge difference in this round, so.
Let's see. AKs, and yeah, Issa, double flash. Come on, dude. Oh, Molly. All right, fair enough. Gonna think about it. We are just gonna max out the nades, and this is pretty much everything that can be bought on the side of OG. Let's see, flash over the top, follow-up flash as well. The nade game is strong here in OG, and they're just gonna try and get NBK into pit, and he makes it. All of these flashes, though, but he does get spotted. Virtus.pro are aware that he is down here in the pit, and he is still good. With the help of Alexi B, NBK picking up 2 headshots. Alexi B picking up one of his own as well. The A defense annihilated just like that.
Wow, yes, wiped out entirely. None of this matters, and that is incredible. 4 people out long for VP. They made, I don't know, it was something similar to what OG was doing earlier. When you're running to that long corner from the CT side and you see the flashes coming in, you've got a choice to make, right? Like you can either, if you want to, just try and swing wide, you know, flash away through their smoke, go for the fight at a long corner, or you can fall back. But this middle of the road kind of deal where you're sort of half long, half not, that is not advisable in my opinion.
That's where you die.
Yeah, it's that's going to be tough every single time, isn't it?
Oh man, the 4-player stack at B here for Virtus.pro as well. OG, with that smoke blocking mid, there's no way for them to know what exactly the setup is here just yet. Although Buster is going to peek into lower, spots that nade go sailing by, and so he could be hoping for a headshot here with this Deeg. Issa going to stand up into it in a moment. And, well, Issa promptly snuffs Buster. And do they figure out that now this is just going to be an open A site? Nobody here. Nobody waiting for him, OG. Virtus.pro, they're just weeping big salty tears over on the B site alone.
Yeah, they're not running into anyone else here yet, so it's, you know, certainly getting very suspicious that is this empty. And they're gonna walk their way through. So 11th round, it's still not. I mean, it's great for OG right now, but it's not a giant gap. It's not like VP can never make this back. And it looks like Jame will have enough for an AWP really early on. I'm loving the fact that VP just seem to never, ever compromise on that. Like, as soon as James can get that AWP, we're going to get him that AWP. And you can understand why watching him play. Don't hunt. They don't have anything that's worth taking away at this point in time, so leave it alone. And that will be one more round for the OG side. Again.
No.
Oh.
All right.
Now it's an interesting question, though. Can they find a way to deal with James on the CT side? He has been so lethal.
Let's see. I mean, is James going to be able to go for these mid duels the way he was on T side? Big question right now. Because James has been hitting shots. I mean, he's not top fragging anymore. Kicker's caught up with him, but he's still up there. And he will not. Instead, he goes for the short boost. So early on, hoping that OG are going to make their way in here.
Yeah, looking to see if they would boost on their side, in fact. Looks like they're going to be right out the middle. If they quick B-split. This can actually be amazing. If they keep following on with this, it's going to be very hard to defend. James, though, there's a shot for the smoke to take down Alexi. It's a good start, but inside of the B-bomb site, they're stacked on top of each other, and NBK will take them both down. And what sweet justice that is. Given what they did to him in the first half in that B-bomb site, he's loving the chance for some revenge.
Dude, nightmare for B defense. They had no idea which way to look.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking be slow. I mean, you were dead either way, no matter which way you turned. That was fantastic. What an excellent call coming in from OG. No hesitation either on the execution of it, just straight in.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, how do you withstand that if you're Virtus.pro? It's just too tough. Even James, that single kill is just him getting lucky through the smoke as well.
Yeah, which, I mean, fair play. If they could have set that up and then somehow won. I mean, I think maybe what they were hoping to do is actually push into Upper Dark and take that fight, which I think that's a super sensible idea. But they were so far away that they couldn't even really make it there, so then they just got stuck in the middle of it. Regardless, that works out incredibly well. Now, we talked about the saved AWP from OG on the CT side. James has saved it again. We all know at this point that can make a big difference. Might come down to that 4-round gap. Again, it isn't as bad as it seems. I think what's really bad right now is just the sheer amount of money on OG side. It's 10K on MBK there, 8K on Isa, 8K on Valda.
You hold your breath.
All right.
The clench.
He's a lone buster with no grenades at all on this site. They can't really know that, but it is a bit scary.
And the standoff all across the map now. James deciding to take a little bit more of a passive position. And in fact, going to drop down to CT and rotate over. Okay, so we're going to get that spread of the defense now. But once again, it looks like OG could be setting up for the B split here.
Yeah, it's definitely in the cards, isn't it?
Do they catch him, though? I mean, the smoke goes down at doors, and now that's going to be making Virtus.pro wonder what is going to be the call. Still waiting, Velda watching along house. No push coming in from Virtus.pro. They've calmed down a little bit on that front. But James, this Molotov could throw things a little bit out of whack in terms of timing.
They still have a couple of smokes, but they don't have a lot here, VP. So falling back into the bomb site.
Oh, man, what a sell.
Are they actually just going to go straight for it? They might have heard him running even with the grenade and everything else. Now the question is, what can Yukindar do? He's just got a deagle. He has got a smoke. I mean, yeah, that'll stop a Molotov from landing on him, which is good fun. But I don't think it's... I mean, again, the deagle is not going to hold the whole bomb site. Well, he's going to put it down even though the Molotov went a little bit behind him. He's on here, 20 seconds. Not a lot of time for OG. They have to win these fights, and they're going to knock out Kick It and Buster both. A lot of trouble now. Yukindar comes up strong. 10 seconds left. They need to find him and get that bomb down, or just kill him outright, along with James, and they win it. Alexi B with a quad kill in that round. And that wipes out all of the rifles for VP. 13-8. Man, OG are so close to doing this now.
Yeah, this is getting so out of hand. And just by the finest of margins, Alexi B, he catches the man long, and this is just fantastic opening kills here from Alexi. And the save in the end.
He actually just went for like a full swing, didn't he, all the way around, like long CT spawn, then up to A, whoop, just taking out everybody. They're going to buy a hero orb on James. Well, that should tell you something about how much they trust in this guy to win rounds for them. They're like, you know what? It's all we've got.
Get after it.
It's either is that genius or completely insane, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, I guess you need the hero play to try and keep them off of 14 to give yourselves at least a little bit of margin, because you're going to need to slam 8 rounds in a row home here if you're
Pretty
VP.
much. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of excited that they're doing it. It's put a lot of pressure on James. It's allowing them to basically stack B and keep him long. But OG have been pretty good at not walking into any straight nonsense just yet.
Yeah.
They've been keeping an eye on everything. Down the middle, Kickert is up close with the Deagle right now. Easy to spam, easy to Molotov as well. But if you forget to check it, yeah, it could be dangerous.
Absolutely. There is a molly on Alexi B. He's usually pretty thorough. But what I'm wondering right now is, I mean, VP haven't seen anything long. No nades, no nothing at long. What is that going to tell him? Oh, that flash, not good enough.
Well, Flash was fine, I think, but they didn't check.
Yeah, Alexi V has just kind of hesitated there. Now Buster's going to find a headshot on Issa. And, I mean, is this really how Virtus.pro are going to do it? OG, they're going to get picked off one after another by Deagles.
Yeah, Stack is working out fine, and that middle part as well. Man2, oh, he's going to get one more. And now James outside, 50 seconds here. He's got the AWP, so, but I mean, Man2's low on health anyway. And Man2's got time to play with, although the bomb is still inside, so that's a little bit awkward. But yeah, he's going back to check, making sure that he's not getting flanked. And this, it's hard to predict who wins this now. The real point of danger is going to be when Man2 wants to go back in, and he won't be sure if James is in the window or at the door looking to do something. Maybe he could try and smoke the door from outside, or does he just try and do this raw? James on the other side of that door. He's got no head armor, so the spray through the door, if it ever comes to it, could be a little bit more lethal. He's looking everywhere for him, and he's not finding him. James is just hiding out here. His gun barrel, though, is it showing? He's around the corner. The spray is in, not quite connecting. Now the pistol's out, and James gets the kill. Oh, my God. It's so close. Remember, they picked up this AWP for him to save the round, and it actually is the pistol that he does it with at the end. But fair play. They win the round.
They win the round. That's what matters. And we're going to get it here again. Buster, that was a great opening headshot. Just Deagles are up close, are just so lethal now.
They are, but I guarantee you, almost none of this would have even got close to happening if Alexi B would have checked the corner in the middle. Because if that happens, those people that are stacked on those boxes can't stay there. They're going to get shot in the back, so they have to immediately start to move around. But they were feeling so safe. So as soon as that happens, they're like, sweet, we'll just keep looking this way. So that was a tiny oversight by Alexi B that, well, I mean, probably cost them the round.
Well, it's become so common to throw that Molotov that kind of bounces on the crenellation and then drops down behind the door, right?
Yeah.
We're seeing so many teams do that. And you know that Alexi B, as soon as he dies there, he's like, if only I could have just thrown the damn Molotov.
Yeah, you know, it's true. But at the same time, you throw the flashbang and then you don't.
But he got caught on the door. I don't know, dude. It's comedy of errors. And it does lead to a Virtus.pro with a win, a key win.
Rush. Oh, if they B-rush it now, it's real trouble for Buster. They are going to slow it down slightly. The Molotov, the smokes traded there. They're inside. They can go for this. He's still alone. Going to come right through, but this is a problem. They've already fanned out, and Buster, he's almost out of bullets. Even if he got the kill there, they probably need to back on out.
Dude, what a god tier call coming in from Alexi.
That is very cool.
Well, there's like 3 in-game leaders on OG. So whoever made that call to just rush B.
No, there's only one, Semler. Stop saying that. I don't ever want to hear anyone ever say that again. Only Alexi. Everyone else, shut up.
Well, that call from Alexi then.
Yes.
What a god tier call. He read Virtus.pro like a book.
This is where I wish I could go back immediately and check, because I really want to know how much, because we can tell that Buster's been playing that position alone for a while now. I don't know how easy it would have been for OG to know. But if they got any information and rolled it into this round, yeah, that is massive. Now on the positive side, I guess for VP, they do save the 4 rifles at least, right? They got the AWP. It's 14-9 though. Oh, that's so brutal, the fact that they managed to win that one round.
It's back to max loss bonus for Virtus.pro.
Listen, they got the B spawn again. Do it one more time.
Yeah, just do it. I mean, yeah, you're right. Look at that. 4 players.
Yeah.
They've got the perfect, just chill it.
The game is telling you.
The game wants you to do this. It's not just us. Ah, no, the bomb is in mid. Ah, no, it's not happening, Anders. It would have been too good.
It would have been too good, wouldn't it? All right. Can't get it our way all of the time.
No, you're right.
Isa going to be putting up a smoke to that door. And, or at least eventually he will. Could be another B split quick though. I mean, there is some sense to just keep pounding them on this issue until they find a way to fix it. So if you can keep doing it, you know, even if it seems a bit repetitive, it's not such a bad idea. Now, Yukinda's shown up in the middle. It's been a while since we've seen anything out of him. Oh,
Isa.
No. Well, first problem here as well. Going to be traded at the very least, but inside of the B bomb site. Are they going to worry about that? They're being currently smoked and Molotoved off, and another Molotov to slow them down. So, I mean, it's still a 1-for-1 trade, and they have a minute, so they can change their minds if they want to. But it's a bit awkward with that smoke missing at the door. Maybe they're going to hang around and go for it. Oh, if they actually do. VP have gone out of the B bomb site.
Yeah, they have. And is Alexi literally just showing them how to throw smokes right now? Alexi's going to throw... Okay, hold on. Let's see it. This is Alexi throwing the smoke now.
Tutorial, hasn't it?
Let's see. I mean, does he get it right? Yep. Okay.
Of course he does. Listen, they don't have any grenades to retake with, so yeah, Bust has to get... He's to get another one even. I don't think this is quite enough. The smoke is in front, and again, they don't have anything coming up behind them. Kick it. They don't know yet. Turning around. Nice kill there on Alexi B. The quick swing in, and Mantu probably should have been dead already. It's a 2-on-4, and maybe they found a way here. Valda pushing out, though, and Buster's already low from earlier. Valda takes him down, and the bomb is planted, and now it's a 2-on-2. But VP, you feel like you have to try and go for this one. They're both coming in through upper dark, and they're walking into a straight crossfire. It's going to be very hard to breach this with no grenades at all. Valda on the one angle, Mantu on the other. Straight headshot to take down one, and Mantu with a follow-up. That's going to be 15 rounds, and again, all of the rifles wiped out for VP.
What a hero round. Despite OG doing the best they could to throw that at the end there, running out ahead of the smoke, running out ahead of the flashes even, just running out blind, giving kills. OG managed to stabilize, and Velda making the hero play.
Yeah.
Him and Mantu working together as this duo to lock down this round. So important.
Look at the timing, yeah. That's incredible. Oh man, VP, the road back now. It's so long. 6 straight rounds here to try and get it into overtime. They're going to run in and flash Jame. He's had that up, but it doesn't matter. He's not being allowed to use it. Either they're saving it, or like this, he just gets destroyed. Yukinda out. Very dangerous. Valda comes right through. They've got nothing left here. OG just controlling the game, taking the whole thing over. MBK with the triple kill, leaving Buster in a 1 versus 5. I can't believe that this is how it ends. VP, they should have been, I think, much more competitive on Dust 2, but somehow OG, even though it took them a while to find their strength, in fact, it took them an entire map before we got to Inferno, but once they had it, they didn't let it go, and it ends with a jump, 16-9, and OG taking down VP on 3 maps.
And what a fantastic performance. It's winning each other's maps. Again,
yes,
just throwing us for a loop there. And in decisive fashion on each other's maps as well. And so you really don't know what to think coming out of Inferno, going into Dust 2. But OG are the ones who just kept control, kept their cool. The stars showed up, Mantu and Valda. You got to give it to them. Excellent work on their side. NBK as well had his moments. Everybody felt like had their moments there for OG. It was a story of redemption for them after a wild ride. But there we have it. A 3-mapper, Anders. And OG takes it, and I'm pretty sure you and I both predicted OG as well. So some much-needed points there for us.
Yeah, it all helps in the end, doesn't it? What a weird adventure. That first half even on this map was so out of control. It really looked to me like that 5-round stretch that VP had was just gonna crush OG. Again, they lost that 2-on-5 or 2-on-4, and it looked like they were just completely disheartened by that. They just looked like they'd run out of energy. But they found it back again. I mean, I feel like it's a strong sign for OG into the future. I think that's good. Managing to recover mentally. We need more of that.
They lost versus Genji the first one.
Yeah.
Scrimmy fashion, just clearly they had no idea what was going on. They kind of defeated themselves. Then they come back, restore order, take down Genji, make it clean, get it neat. And now they've taken down Virtus.pro, one of the top teams so far in this tournament. There were definitely quite a few eyes on VP. And so for OG, this is an excellent story for them. I'm glad to see it, and I think it's necessary. But you know what else is necessary?
Tell me.
A tasty beverage at the end of the day after some beautiful Counter-Strike. And, well, who better to spend our time with than the gents over at the blind spot? We'll hand it over to them.
A tasty beverage, indeed, Summer. We're going to be raising a glass to the only person over here that predicted OG, GG Monty.
Oh, yeah.
6 out of 6, right?
I am 6 out of 6 so far, at least this week. It makes up for my miserable second to last place finish last week.
I think I've just heard a word from production. I believe you're in first place now on that game from OG, cementing the win here. It's going to be Monty taking that first place. Alan, down to 4th.
It's a nightmare, isn't it? I was winning before that game. First map before we got this in the bag, guys. And then it's all gone to pot since then. And Monty, this points lead, I'm not sure.
You know, I'm used to being in this position in other games, but this is a first in Counter-Strike, so